んばんは。聞こえてますね。聞こえてたらコメントをください。
コメント見てる人3人しかいない
と TCO の会場からお送りしております。今こちら朝9時で最終日の、コンテストが始まったばっかりのところですね。今はなんかデザイン部門のファイナルが今まさに始まったところです。でこちらはマラソンのファイナリストが5人日本から来ているので、その 5名でお送りしております。はい、去年はTC3 の須藤さんが来られてたんですけど、ちょっと今年はなんか忙しくて来れないということがあったので、はい、我々だけでやります。はい、来てる。じゃあまず今回初参加のお三方にちょっと TCO に初めて来てみての感想をちょっと一言もらいたいんですけど、じゃあまずこちらの短冊さんから。
はい、今回初めて TCO に参加したんですけど、今年の問題が例年だとどうやっていいのかわからないような、なんか難しい問題が出てるようなイメージがあったんですけど、今年はちょっと方針が見えやすい問題で僕にとっては助かりました。想定してたよりいい順位が取れそうなので喜んでます。はい、
コンテスト以外の点ではどうですか？
そうですね、コンテスト以外の時間って何してんのかなって思ってたんですけど、結構フリーな時間が多くて、ヒューストンをちょっとだけ楽しめたかなという気がしています。
ありがとうございます。じゃあ、いいですよ。
そうですね。とりあえずコンテスト中ずっと眠かったっていう残念な話があって。
それ眠かったのはなんか来る途中飛行機でよく寝れなかったとか、そういう時差とかそういうんですか？
飛行機で寝れなくて、ホテル着いてからもそんなに寝れなくて、環境変わると大体寝れないんで、それプラス時差ボケで寝れないっていうのがありましたね。ヒューストンはとりあえず寒いっていうのがありました
ではラシンさん。
なんかコンテストはうまくいかなかったんですけど、イベントとして楽しいので来てよかったなと思います。以上です
なんか楽しかったことの例をいくつか挙げてください。
楽しかった
複数ある場合はどれを挙げても良いです。
それこそ昨日したすぬけさんとの散歩も楽しかったですはい、
ありがとうございます。それでは30分しか時間がないので、マラソンの問題についてちょっとスライドを作ったので、そちらを見ていきたいと思います。はい、Can you switch to laptop? 問題のタイトルはマルチプレイヤーチェススピーシーズという問題でした。で、ちょっとまず順位表、仮順位表ですねがこんな感じになっております。で、暫定の1位はトゥーリスト選手です。昨年に引き続き優勝か、そしてアルゴとの2連覇もかかっている状態ということで、はい、で結構なんか思いのほか差がついていて 1% ぐらい差がついちゃっているので、ちょっとこの問題もっと僅差になるかと思ってたんですけど、なんか思いのほか差がついてて、ちょっとこんだけ差があったらもうだいぶ決定的かなという感じはしますね。何か順位表を見ての感想ありますか？あとこれなんかコンテスト中はなんかやたらテストの級が遅くて全然スコアが表示されなくて、なんか凍結順位表でみんなやってるみたいな感じだったんですけど、なんかコンテストが終わった後数時間経ったら表示されてました。で、なんか日本勢は真ん中ぐらいになんか固まってる感じ、はい、ですね。はい、じゃあ問題の内容についてなんですけど、なんかチェスの問題ということでチェスのピースを使います。で、全部使うわけじゃなくて5種類だけなんですけど、まずキングと、クイーンと、ルークとビショップとナイトの5種類を使います。で、こいつらをなんかグリッドの中に置いていくんですけど、グリッドがなんか N×N で N が8から50で、あと壁が 一定の確率で生えてきます。で、生えてきますか、最初から生えてます。で、確率は、確か 15% から 65% ぐらいで、割とそこそこ壁がある。で、この中にピースを置いていきます。で、プレイヤーが C 人いて、で、各ピースはこうどれかのプレイヤーの持ち物ですと。で、プレイヤーの数は2から8です。で、どのように置けるかっていうと、他のプレイヤーを攻撃してはいけない、こんな感じで、一番下にピンクのルークがいますけど、そう上側に他の、プレイヤーの駒を攻撃しているので、こういう置き方はできません。で、ただ自分のを攻撃することはできる。で、この、赤いやつが右上に向かってこうキングにぶつかってますけど、これは OK で、あと自分のやつがいたらそこで利きが止まってくれるので、さらに右上のピンクのやつを攻撃することはないので、この置き方はできるです。で、あと、壁があったらそこで止まると。で、こういう置き方でできるだけたくさん、ピースを詰めましょうというなんですけど、数を増やすだけではなくて、この駒の種類ごとにスコアが決まってて、基本的にはこう強い駒の方がポイントが高いと。大体こう利きのマスの数ぐらいのスコアで、あとはある程度ランダムに、値が変わるようになっています。で、クイーンが一番強いので、今できるだけクイーンをたくさん使いたいけど、クイーンは利きが強いから他のやつを攻撃しがちなんで、そこをどううまいことやるかっていう感じですね。で、最終的なスコアは、プレイヤーごとにその、置いたピースのスコアを合計して、でそいつらのミンを取ったものがスコアです。なので、全員同じぐらいの量、バランスを取っておかないといけない。プレイヤー間で同じぐらいになるようにしつつ、できるだけたくさん詰めるということで、それをやっていくと。で、ビジュアライザーはこんな感じになって、これは、結構コンテスト上に作った回なので、最終的な回なので、そこそこ埋まった感じなんですけど、こんな感じでここが4人いて、それぞれ4人それぞれの、領域にピースをいっぱい埋めていくと。で、これが 8×8 の一番小さいサイズで、一番大きいサイズがこのくらいになって、これが7人ですね。で、あと一番スコア高くなるケースがこんな感じで、50×50 で2人だけいて、ですごいたくさんクイーンが埋まってるみたいな。で、逆に一番厳しいケースがこんなのがあって、これは 8×8 でいっぱい壁があって、その中に8人がひしめいているというやつで、こういうのは結構頑張らないと簡単に0点になってしまうので、そこを、頑張らないといけないです。で、方針としては、ルールを見て大体分かる話なんですけど、各プレイヤーについて一つの塊にしたいですね。できるだけ境界が少ない方がいいので、表面積が小さいようなグループにしたい。なので、ちょっとこの例は左下のあたりとか青が結構辛そうなんですけど、できるだけ丸い感じのグループにしたいっていうのがあります。で、あとは一番ポイントが高いのはクイーンなので、できるだけクイーンをたくさん埋めたくって、境界の領域を利きが伸びていかないキングとかにして、壁を作りつつ、その内側をクイーンで埋めるような感じの形になっていくと。で、あとその境界をいい感じにしたいので、その辺をいろいろ変化させて、それで焼き直ししていくっていうような感じのが、とりあえずは想定できます。っていうあたりは、多分ファイナリストの皆さんは大体やってるような感じなんで、みんな90点以上とかになってるんですけど、そこからどう詰めるかっていうのがすごい難しくって、で、ここでピースを追加したり削除したりって言ってますけど、削除するっていうのはそんな簡単ではなくって、削除したら、例えばこれでこの赤いキングを外しちゃったら、その裏にある強いピースがの利きが進出してくるので、単に取り除くっていうことも簡単ではないんですね。本当は取り除いてからそのさらに内側にあるやつをもっと弱いやつに変えてとか、そんな遷移をしないといけないんですが、そんなものを実装するのはとても大変なので、10時間では厳しかったという。多分1週間コンテストだったら間違いなくそういう最近のトレンドの大きな繊維を作って、それで焼き直しをするっていう形になっていくんじゃないかなと想像してたんですけど、 どうですか、なんかどんなことをやりました？じゃあちょっと ATS さんに聞きましょう。
僕はその、追加削除系のを繊維とする焼き回しを、やろうとしてたとか、やったんですけど、なんか結構コマの種類をちゃんと使うのとかが重要で、そこがうまくできなかったっていうのが、反省点ですね。なんか結構その一つ追加したり削除することになんか矛盾が発生するので、それを解消するってことは必要なんですけど、なんか単純にコマを消せばいいのか、それともコマの種類を変えるのかみたいなで、いろいろなんか場合分けが発生して、常になんかそういうのって常に極大な回を保持し続けながら、焼き回し繊維していくみたいなイメージになると思うんですけど、必ずしも極大な回になっていなかったりしているので、そこが反省点ですかね。
コマの種類は結構なんか決め打ちでやってた感じですかね。壁をまずキングにしてとか。
そうですね、まず基本的にキングを置こうとするんですけど、その上下左右斜めにがなんか影響して、自分の駒だったらなんかその利きが小さくなるので、より強いものに変えられるかもしれない。で、相手の駒だったらその矛盾が発生するかもしれないので、それを解消する必要があるって感じで、一つ追加したときに、そのできる操作、最大な操作を、やるっていうのを、やるそれを一繊維とする焼き回しをやってましたね。
あとなんかこう議論ではナイトを使う必要があるのかないのかっていうのも出てたんですけど、使いました？
僕は使ってないです。
もう完全に決め打ちももう使わない。
そうですね。でも絶対に使った方がいいっていうのは後で分かったことなんですけど。
いいんですかね。
いや絶対いいと思います。いや少なくとも小さいケースではナイトを使わないとどうしようもないケースがあって、
小さいケースはそうですね。
しかも今回相対スコアなので、
はい、
小さいケースで、小さいスコアを取ると
そうですね、これ
一気に
この厳しいケースがこれ32点出てますけど、これすごい簡単になんか16点とかになってしまうんですよね。
はい、
それでもうなんか2倍の差がついてしまうと相対スコア的には厳しい。はい、なんか実装で困ったこととかないですか？いや結構これ最初とりあえず置くのと外すのとをシミュレーションを書こうと思って結構バグって午前中3時間ぐらいかかったんですけど、
いや結構かかりました。僕はなんか初めちょっと誤読していて、ちょっとなんか全く関係ないものを書いて最初の3時間ぐらいずっと書いてたんであれなんですけど、なんかそうですね、その種類を変えたりするにあたってなんかその矛盾が生じるみたいなのがうまくその全てのパターンを網羅できてないと、その簡単にインバリッドな回に行ってしまうのでなんかそこを合わせるのは結構時間かかりましたね。
はい、ちょっと焼き直しの途中のアニメーションを作ってみたんですけど、ちょっとこれ見てもあんまりよく分かんないんですが、ですね、これ僕の回なんで、そんなにこう上位だった回というわけではないんですけど、ちょっと困ったことが結構こうランダム性が強い感じにしてて、もうなんか任意のセルを任意のコマに変えるようなことをしてるんですね。だからこの領域の内側が、本当はもう全部クイーンで埋めていいんですけど、そうなってない、焼き直しの途中状態でそうなってなくって、で一番最後に全部こう変えられるんなら強いコマに変えるっていうのをやるので、その時にすごいプレイヤー間でスコアの差がその一番最後に出てきて、なんか均等にならないっていうようなことが起きて、そこでなんか焼き直しの途中で本当の均等な本当のスコアで見つつ評価したいんですけど、なんかそれがあんまりうまくいってなかったっていうのはありますね。
多分うまくやれば極大な回を保持し続けることはできるんですけど、なんか結構難しい。
そうです。あとこの例グループが一つに固まってなくってなんかばらけしたっていうのはすごく良くないんですよね。それもなんかどんな感じに固まるようにしました？なんか自然と
その連結その上下左右すでに分かれているものの上下左右を優先的に調べるようにしまして、各プレイヤーに対してその上下左右空きマスであって上下左右にその自分の駒がある マスの集合っていうのを保持して、そこからランダムに選ぶっていうことをやったので、
はい、そうするとなんか一人がすごくどんどん伸びていっ
いや
て追い尽くしたりとかしないですか？
最初のものを追加するっていう、
最初のものしか追加しない、
はい、そうです。最初のものに対して追加をするっていうことをやって、最初以外のものはスコア最初以外のものはなんか無視するというか、そういうことをやれば、
連結の場所以外はもうどこも置かないようにしてる。
いや、確率的になんか全く関係ないところにポンって置いてですね、それはそれをしないとその全体が連結じゃないような壁が多いケースとかで割と死ぬので、
はい、一番最初の点はもうランダムに置く。
一番最初はランダムですね。割となんかやってると境界はグーンって変わっていくような感じなので、
そうですね。
最初の点にあまり影響はないような気がします。
そう僕こうなんかいい感じにグループに分けたくって、もうそう最初置く点をなんか決め打ちで4人だったら四隅にするとか、5人だったら四隅プラス中央にするとかいうのを決め打ちでやるっていうのを試したんですけど、なんか別にあんまりうまくいかなかったですね。結局最終的にはこうランダムっぽい感じに落ち着きました。なんかアイエンさんがその辺ちょっと少し違った方法でやってたような気がしますが。
僕は最初に上下左右できっちりグループを切ってしまって、そこから、小さい方から進出していくっていう。
もう最初に盤面をこうもう分けてしまって、この人はこの辺を使うっていうのを決めてしまって、そこからちょっとずつ出していく。
そうですね。
要するに7人とかだとどう分かれるんですか？
それは、まず全体から、どこの線で切るかっていうのを全部やって、DP っぽいやつをやってたんですけど、ただなんか小さいやつで壁が多いやつは多分0点になってるっていうか、切るときに、境界にはキングを置く前提で完全に1列開けるので、多分小さいやつだと開けるスペースがそもそも確保できなくて0点みたいなことになってる気がします。
ガシンさんはその辺何か工夫ありました？
いや、僕もランダムに置いて、ただなんか ATS さんみたいにたまにランダムなところに置くをかなりいい加減にやったので、僕は非連結なケースで死んでしまったので、なるほどな。
盤面の評価って普通にスコアだけでやりました？本当のスコアだけ、最初の人の点数。皆さんそうなんです。いや、この人みんなそう言ってて、海外の人も含めて結構みんなそう言ってて、でも僕はそれなんかうまくいかなくって、結局なんか結構頑張ってこうなんか全員のスコアの分散が小さい方がいいとか、個数の分散が小さい方がいいとか、そういうのを入れてやっとまともに動くようになったんですよ。なんでそううまくいかなかったのかよく分かんないんですけど。
なんかこれってその最初の人だけに注目するっていうのをやってますか？最初の人の最初のプレイヤーで置くとき
に最初の人のを置くっていうのはやってないですね。
やってない。多分それをやらないといけない気が。
そうしないとちょっと領域が広がった人のがどんどん広がっていってしまう傾向は確かに出るでしょうね。
やっぱりトメルさんのやつだと小さいのを広げるためにはまず大きいのをちょっと
そうです。
そうです。なんか破壊的な遷移をするとなんかそれがやりやすいんですけど、破壊的でないとなんか全部動かす必要があってなんか割と難しい。
そうですね。だからこう遷移にこうループ回数は結構10秒で5000万回とか回ってるんですけど、多分ほとんどが無効な遷移というか、これ取り除こうとしたけどできませんでしたっていうのが多分かなりほとんどを占めてるんですよね。あとはこうなんか最初の時ってなんか最初のスコアだけ見てもなんか本当はこう例えば2人が同点で最初だった場合に片方だけ上げてもなんか全然評価って変わらないからなかなかそこから抜け出せないような気がしてしまって、
でもなんかやり合ってるうちにいい感じなところに
そうなってほしいと思ってたらいいんですが、なんかうまくいかなかったのでってなってました。短冊さんは何か盤面の評価方法についてありますか？
特に正しいというか真のスコアでずっと計算してたので、
その置くときに弱いやつを優先的に置くっていうのはやりました。
それはやりました。だから一番最小のスコアを持つプレイヤーの点数が増加するように必ず置くっていうことをしてるんで、多分同点だと、最小の点数は変わらないんで、スコア焼き直しの時の評価としてはスコアの差分0で必ず正にするんですけど、その時に最小のプレイヤーのマスはスコアには影響ないんですけど増えてるんで、それを繰り返していけば増える方向に行くのかな、微妙な時はちょっとある気もするんですけど。
なんかなんで僕の結果が6位ぐらいにいるのかがよく分からなくなってきましたが、その話を聞いてるとすごいなんか自分の方が弱いように聞こえてきてしまう。
多分小さいケースが強いんですよ
そうですね。ちょっとこうプロフェッショナルのケースにどのくらいでかいケースと小さいケースが混じっているのかが分かんないんですけど、そうですね、確かに僕の学校はかなりランダム性が強いので、サイズが小さくって壁が多くってなんか厳しい人数が多くってっていう厳しいケースで強い傾向がありますね。
破壊する系だとどうしてもいろんなブロックを置くことが非常に難しくて、キングで破壊するぐらいしか僕は実装できなかったんですけど、違うコマで破壊しようとするとそれこそ連鎖的にガガガガガとなってしまうので、
その連鎖的にやるとかなんか弱いコマで一時的に置き換えて危機を止めるとかそういうのをちょっと実装する時間がなさそうだったので、なんかそれに近いこととしてなんかコンテスト中にちょっとやってみたことは、なんか小さな長方形領域をもうランダムに選んでその領域内を全部ぶっ壊すっていうのを試したんですけど、でも多分それもほとんど壊せるケースっていうのがなくって、なんか適当に取り除いても多分
クイーンが、
そうなんです。クイーン内側にクイーンが進出してきてなんか全てダメになってしまうみたいな。だから全然うまくいかなかったですね。Can you switch to camera? Not yet. Okay. Okay. あとなんかマラソンの問題について、さっきも出ましたけど、今年結構差が出ない系の問題だったのがもう結構意外で、これまで僕は4回目なんですけど、これまで3回とも割となんでしょうね、なんか細かいところ詰めるんじゃなくてざっくりといい方針を取ればスコアがガンと上がって、で結構1位と3位4位では1割ぐらい差がつくぐらいのスコアの分布だったんですよね。だからそういうのを期待してて、結構なんかそんなつもりで事前の練習とかもしてたんですけど、そうじゃなかったのでちょっと問題読んだ瞬間僕はこれは無理だと思ってしまって
なんか最近の問題はそういう傾向がありますよね、全体的に。
どっちの方が好きですか？僕はこういうのはダメです。差がたくさんつく問題をやりたいです。
時間をかけられるんならなんか僕はこういう細かいところ詰める方が好きですけど、でも今回の問題言うほど別に細かいところ詰める系ではなかったよね。なんかちゃんと考察してちゃんと実装するっていうのはなんだかんだで重要だったので、最終的には割と、1% って言っても結構差は優位な差ではあると思うので、
これ問題読んだ最初なんか ATS が強そうだなと思って感想を最初思ったんですよ。
いやなんか探索するだけでよければなんかいいなっていう思ったんですけど、別にそういう感じではなかったというか。
どっちの方が好きですか？
僕はそうですね、問題としてはそのトメランさんと一緒で、どういう方針でやったらいいのかよくわからないようないい感じの方針見つける方が問題としては好きなんですけど、得意かどうかっていうとかなり苦手で、例年と同じそういう系の問題出て爆死するんだろうなっていうのがもともとの予想でしたがラッキーでしたかね。
じゃあちょっとマラソン以外について、なんかアルゴのコンテストを昨日一昨日観戦してましたけど、なんかどうでしたか？
いやすごいですねすごいとしか言いようがないですけど
そう参加者がみんなターゲット級だから、なんかもう まあ、でも多分問題が普段の SRM とはよりも難しいんですかね。ちょっと最近僕は SRM に参加してなくて
難しいらしい。
難しいことがあんまり分かんないんですけど、なんか他の分も観戦してた感想があれば、まあ、あるに限らなくてもいいですよ。
あるのは完成してなかったので、
そうですか。
QA のやつ見たら面白そうでしたね。まあ問題がそもそも英語なんで僕はできないですけど。
そうですね。他の部門ってなんかこう英語でQA 部門はこうなんかウェブサイトからバグを探して報告してくださいみたいなやつなので、こうそのウェブサイト上でいろいろ操作をして、その結果スクリーンショット撮ってこれをなんかこういうバグでしたっていうレポートを書いてチケットを作るみたいなのが必要なので、こうその英語を書くっていうのもコンテストの一部としてこうスキルとして持ってないと厳しいですね。あとなんかデベロップメントが昨日あったんですけど、そのテーマが結構面白くって、こうなんか NASA のサイトの中からの一部をなんかクロールするアプリを、コンソールアプリを作ってくださいという課題で、なんか点数がこう機械的に決まってる感じだったんですよね。だから多分それ用のジャッジを今回作ったんだと思うんですけど、そういうなんかこうデベロップメント系でこうアルゴみたいに機械的に点数が決まるようなジャッジが行われるっていうのが結構工夫されて、こうコンテストとして成立させるっていうのを工夫してこうなんか作ってるなっていう感想が持ちました。じゃあちょっと時間あと2分ぐらいしかないんですけど、こう全体 TCO に来てみて、また来年に向けてまた来年への意気込みとかそういうのを一言ずつちょっと。
そうですね、TCO に来れて、今年は幸運にも TCO に来れて、楽しい思いができました。で、来年はマラソンの参加者が復活してくると、行ける確率はかなり低いんですけど、ちょっとまた来年も来れるように頑張ろうかなと思ってます。
そうですね、また来年も来たいと思います。はい、以上です。
僕は来れるかどうかわからないんで適当に遊びたいと思います。
来年来れるように頑張りたいと思います。
何かあれば
アルゴリズムのファイナル頑張ります。
そうだ、これからファイナル。
今日午後からファイナルですね。
あと2時間、3時間あるか。
大丈夫ですか？そうですね、今年なんかこのマラソンの予選でこうプラットフォームがなんかちょっと新しいプラットフォームに移行してちょっといろいろあって、参加者数が結構例年に比べて少なかったっていうのが確かにあるので、ちょっと楽だったのかどうかは分かんないですけど、別にこう減ったからといって強い人が減ったかどうかはちょっと分かんないので、楽になったかどうかっていうのは単純には言えないんですけど、でも来年はでも人が少ないよりか増えてくれた方が楽しいので、増えてくれることを願いたいですけど。はい、それではぼちぼち時間ですので、これにて放送を終わりたいと思います。皆さんご視聴ありがとうございました。
大家好。Top Code 2019的中国秀现在开始，我先自我介绍一下，我是本次的主持人汪洪浩。我的 Top Code handle 是 Bills Edison。然后两边的大神自我介绍一下。
大家好，我是蒋立武，是这次开发的最终选手。我 Top Code handle 也是蒋立武。
Hello， 我是董振明，Top Code handle Winter Flame，是这次主要是搞 QA 这一块的那个组织和评审。
我知道奖励我们人称蒋大神，因为他在 Top Code 2019年的4个 stage 都拿了第1，然后昨天正好是你 Top Code 的Developer Final，所以谈一下感受如何？
昨天的题嘛，就是简单的来说就是 NASA 给了我们一个搜索的 API 接口，然后我们就是要写一个爬虫脚本，通过这个搜索 API 接口呢，再看谁在最短的时间内爬到最多的数据。但是这个接口它也有一定的限制比如说这个接口每次分页它只能每次分页是100个元素，每一次只能取最多10000条，就是说这个可能限制了我们需要同时花很多次请求来取到这个数据。就是还有一个比较大的限制呢，就是这些数据可能有很多重复的，我们在这个搜索的过程中也是需要把重复的去掉。
请问一下总共的数据量有多大呢？
总共的数据量，它那个 Step 1好像是大概10万以内。
10万以内，但是每次是只能取100。
对。
哇，那你得相当于要1000次请求才能拿到所有的数据。
然后就是说1000次请求你肯定是拿不到所有数据的，因为它有很多重复的。对，然后主要是它每次只能最多拿头10000条，就是说你可能说某个关键字它有5万条数据，你最多只能拿到10000条数据，那后面那4万条数据怎么办呢？我们就是拿不到，所以我的策略可能就做了一个简单的 BFS 搜索处理，就是说根据返回回来的关键字，把它压到一个队列里面来，然后就是说把队列的前多少个元素同时并发出去，然后再把数据取回来，再把得到的关键字再放到队列里面去。这个中间的过程中，就是还要进行一系列的减资，不然的话，它这个搜索过程就永远不会停止，是吧？
对。我昨天也看了一下题目，就是它有一个时间限制，相当于每个爬虫的最多爬的时间是不能超过2分钟。然后你是怎么保证这个时间限制的？
他那个最开始的时间是2分钟，但是呢，我们所有参赛者请求的是一个 hierarchy 服务器。那我们10个人并发可能都
所以就有一些
上千上万
就是对请求的拥挤之类的 traffic。
对，就是简单，它那个 hierarchy 就是说可能说提供的并发数不是很高，然后我们就在请求过程中，就是有好多人不断的返回400了，然后那个 hierarchy 程序最终就崩溃了，就是最终呢就是那个他给了我们那个服务的本地版本，我们就把那个服务起在本地，最后再跑。然后他就把那个时间限制到了5分钟。然后呢，就是怎么保证搜索时间在5分钟内呢？是吧？这是一个问题，是吧？就是他那个 Step 1的时间，最后他给的是5分钟，然后他的数据里面就是大概是2万到5万条的样子。就是说我经过不断的测试，发现他只要1分多钟就可以把数据跑下来。
那还挺好的。
对。
行。
然后关键是他还有个 Step I 的那个数据，那个数据比这个可能要大好几个数量级。那个就是最终时间限制在30分钟内，因为我没有那个数据，我也没办法保证他在30分钟内跑完。 我只能加一个，就是说time out 的东西，就是在29分
就是在有 time out 的时候就赶紧停掉。
对，29分30秒的时候。
对，这个是很好的策略，这个可以避免你因为超时，万一让你的提交就没有效了。
对，肯定要及时退出的，要不然打个0分，就很尴尬了啊。
好，我们有一个新朋友要加入到我们的直播，这就是大名鼎鼎的杜教主。来，杜教主自我介绍一下。
大家好，我是杜宇浩，然后是这次参加 algorithm 的选手，然后昨天我已经通过了 semifinal 2，然后今天准备下午大概12，就当地现在这里的时间11点左右开始algorithm 算法的决赛。
哇，那我们预祝杜教主再次拿到今年的冠军。杜教主是Top Code 2017年的总冠军，真的是非常的厉害。
谢谢。
要不我们给杜教主一些时间讲一下，就是昨天算法的 semifinal 的一些比赛的感受，或者讲一讲题目也行。
题目主要扯点感受吧，题目的话这里感觉好像
没材料。
行，那就说一下感受好了。
昨天 semifinal 2，其实首先我先扯一点，就是2个房间的分组，就给我感觉就是 semifinal 的1的房间里面的人，他更像是一些就是比较老的选手，就可能他们都是一些经验比较丰富，然后参加了很多轮的就之前也参加过很多次的那些选手，然后但 semifinal 2里面的选手呢，就更像是就感觉普遍比较年轻，然后更像是就现在还在比较频繁的参与，就现在比较频繁的参与算法竞赛的选手。OK， 就是2个就分组，他们可能就是随机分的，但分出来就是给我这样一种感觉，对。所以就是我参加我在 semifinal 2里面就我感觉压力也挺大的，因为就大家感觉都挺强的，然后这样的感觉。然后 semifinal 1其实比较奇怪，因为我看好的几个选手就之前成绩都比较好，就比如说AC Rush 就是楼教主就不用说了，对吧？还有 RNG58就是他是3届的算法冠军。还有个 Scott5也是一个比较强的选手，但他们好像3个人都比得不太好。就我之前预测当然还有个是 Torres 的那个是Torres 是个非常强的人，他拿过所有比赛的冠军基本上。
对，
他还是进了，然后我剩下看好的3个人都没有进，这个比较奇怪，对。
但是我昨天也关注了一下杜教主 semifinal 2的一个比赛，就是你应该是在很短的时间就把3道题都做出来了，是吗？
没有，也是比赛快结束之前吧，还有7、8分钟左右就做完了。
对，但是真的很强。是不是只有2个选手做到了做完了3道题？大概好像是的。
应该我做完的时候只有2个选手，但后面陆陆续续的又有2个选手，对。然后其中一个选手的那个，就比赛刚比完的时候，他那个成绩其实非常激烈，因为前5个人他的成绩都在前5个人分数差都在50分以内。
是的，感觉 challenge check 一下就可能就变动了。
对 algorithm 环节有个环节叫 challenge， 就是你可以就别人的如果算法如果你看别人程序有错的话，你可以自己构造一个测试数据，然后如果他确实错了，你的测试数据下他确实错了，你就能获得50分，所以就是这5个人的排名其实在一个 challenge 之内的，
是的，
所以还是非常激烈。然后但其中一个美国的选手 Andrew 和他的那个500分挂了，然后就剩下这些晋级的就是虽然就是前面4个选手都有一些 challenge， 但其实因为他挂了嘛，所以就是最后晋级的4个选手就是过了3个题的选手。
杜教主觉得对于马上接下来比赛，对自己有什么期望还有寄语？
就不要有什么压力吧，我觉得这种比赛就是因为你心态其实很重要，就是你可能没啥压力，随便打，有时候反而成绩会好一点。就是你太去想着这个东西了，你可能就一紧张就什么题做不出来。
这一看杜教主就是一个身经百战、非常有经验的选手。那我们预祝杜教主在接下来比赛表现优异，再夺冠军。
谢谢。
然后我们现在有请我们 这次郑斌同学是我们 QA 的 Final 的 Copilot， 也是不是出题人？
就是负责运行一下，运维一下。
负责
现场的比赛。
对，负责管理和运维了我们的 QA Final Copilot 的。要不你来先介绍一下 QA Final 到底是干什么？因为今年是第一届的 QA Final。
QA 就是 Quality Assurance， 就是跟我们平常的那个 bug hunt 环节有点是一部分，就是 bug hunt， 还有那个 regression testing， 就是回归测试。那么这一次的这个比赛，现场比赛跟平常比赛有点区别，它也多了一个 challenge 环节，就是说别人找的 bug， 你可以去 challenge， 去验证它。这个也同时影响到它的那个计分情况。我们这个评审的时候就相对来说这个有点麻烦，就是统计分数，我们这个要人工去统计，就是现在分数还没有完全确定出来。我们期待今天下午的时候，看谁能拿到这个第一名。
对，我估计你心中已经有数了，但是现在不太方便透露，对不对？对我比较好奇的是，比如说像 QA 的 Final 的 Challenge， 它的计分是什么样子呢？因为比如像算法的话是，如果你 Challenge 成功了，一个人你是可以拿到50分，然后被 Challenge 那个人就是0分。
对。
但是你 Challenge 失败的话，你要倒扣50分，所以这个东西是一个很有风险的操作。
没错。
对，那么对于 QA 来说，这个有什么不一样的地方，或者具体的规则是什么样子的？
它这个规则里面有细分的情况，就是根据这个 bug 的类型不一样。比如说你是一个 functional， 就是功能性的这个 bug， 然后你去验证它这个 bug 是 OK 的哈，就是说它的 bug 是没问题的，然后你这个 challenge 可以得1分，然后这个报告这个 bug 的它这个分数是不动的，就是说它得了几分就几分。然后呢，如果这个报 bug 的这个报了有问题，然后你去 challenge 它 ，challenge 也是 OK， 就是说 challenge 成功了，那 challenge 是得到了它相应的原来的分数，然后再加上它这个加1分，就是说就是把对方的分数拿过来，是吧？
那对方要扣掉这1分是吗？
对，对方要扣，对方不得分。
就是
他的分数给我归。
就是对方得0分。
对。
那其实还是有一点相似的。对。然后刚刚你提到就是QA 的 Final 它其实分不同的 test 对吧？
对。
你能再介绍一遍这些 test 的，就比如说具体每个 test 到底是干什么？他们 test 和 test 之间有什么区别呢？
可以。今年这个现场比赛分为3个阶段，第一个阶段是回归测试，就是说我们给了3个测试用例，然后让那些选手去。
是不是先介绍一下我们测试的那个对象的软件到底是什么？我们测什么东西？
我们测的是 TopCode 的这个平台的 Connect 系统。
Connect。
就说是我们 Copilot 和客户经常用的这个系统。然后这个3个测试用例是回归测试。然后这个回归测试阶段结束之后，是我们这个 bug hunt 的环节，就是说去找这个 Connect 系统的 bug。然后这个第2个阶段结束之后，就是 bug hunt 的 challenge 环节。大致就是这样。
就是能不能介绍一下，比如什么叫回归测试？然后回归测试具体在干哪些事情？
回归测试呢，就是我们根据预先的写的一些测试的步骤，然后让选手去重复执行这些步骤，每一步看它有没有问题。如果有问题的话，就要创建一个 bug 出来。
然后这个执行是相当于选手，比如手工去根据你的测试用例，然后去做这些执行吗？还是说他们会写一些代码做一些自动化的测试呢？
就是手工的，按照这个步骤去执行。
那我就有一个疑问了，首先。比如说我们的那个 Connect 平台可能是一个公用的平台，对吧？
对。
那每个人如果都执行的话，他们第一会不会之间有互相影响？
他们都是独立的测试账户。
独立的测试账
户，对。
我们是在那个就是 TopCode Dev 的这个平台去做。
不是一个 live site。
就是他找的就是我们正在运行的 Connect 的 bug。
是的。
那然后你报了 bug 之后呢？报了 bug 之后，然后验证环节是怎么样的呢？验证环节是我能看到别人提交的这个 bug 报告。
可以看到。
那就是如果他觉得对或者不对的话，是怎么来去 challenge 他
就是说他按照自己的想法、自己的这个感觉，就是说你这个 bug 是不是有问题啊？然后我就去把我的意见写下来，就是
就是你手动写一个意见，然后把它写下来，然后最后评判，那就不是现场的一个评判，就是在赛后进行一个评判。
对，就从昨天12点之后，然后我们就一直去评审。
这个的确也是，这个会对评委的压力就是可能压力就到评委这上面了。
对。
然后整个比赛是几个小时？
总共是3个小时。
3个小时，然后是分好几个阶段的吗？
对，从9点到12点，就是昨天。
然后你们提供了有多少个测试用例？
一共就3个测试用例，其实很简单，跟平常的比赛相比的话，我们这一次就是说，因为是现场比赛嘛，它这个时间限制我们这个比赛用例就比较少。
3个测试用例，然后像每个测试用例大概有多少个步骤？
平均下来也就10步。
10步。那怎么感觉这个应该是不是能很快做完？那3个小时是不是有点富裕对于选手来说？
其实也没有，因为现场除了就是说他那个有的那个账户是有点问题的，因为他要绑定一些project， 就是说我们这个 customer 账户还有那个科发的账户都要去绑定一些项目。这个还花了不少时间。
就是相当于他们要手动先去绑一些项目，然后才能开始做测试。
对。
这样。然后你觉得能不能小小的透露一下，你觉得哪个国家的选手很有可能能拿到冠军？就不说具体的那个handle了。
其实今天参加现场的比赛也就来了7位选手，
对，
一共有12个晋级的。因为
有5个可能没有来。
对，其实中国本来有一个选手，可能因为签证方面的原因吧。
好吧，好可惜啊！说不定我们中国又能拿到 QA Final 的 champion 了。
是。
好可惜。那比如
这7个选手里面，有印度的斯里兰卡，还有那个拉脱维亚的，乌克兰，是罗马尼亚。
你觉得这3个里面很有可能能出冠军吗？没有，我们就简单说一下，差不多是吧？挺好的。就今天也算是我们 TCO19的最后一天了，就是大家觉得这次 Top Code 的感觉 Open 感觉如何？
我觉得就是说去年因为那个会场还离我们住的地方远嘛，
对，
今年比较特别方便
对，今年下楼就是根本就不用出门。
是。
蒋大神觉得如何？
第一个我就感觉这个会场在酒店里面还是非常方便的，就是说我如果觉得累了，我可以直接上去休息，是吧？然后有事了就下来，还是比较方便的。第二个就是说，这个我们开发这边的自动评审系统，还是我感觉是一个挺大的进步，它会让评分变得更客观嘛，是吧？虽然说今天这次的 review 系统那个访问量太大，可能说出了点小问题，但是它还是挺不错的，我觉得这是一次挺大的进步吧，应该算是。
对，我记得应该是从去年就 TCO18开始，我们就是 Development Final 还有 FTF 的 Final，就跟算法挺类似的，就是我们会有一个在线的 CI/CD 的一个评测，就是你一旦提交就马上跑 CI/CD 的测试用例，然后就给你就打一个分数。
对，主要实时就会感觉这个更加刺激。
对，实时就能看到自己的排名，
对，
就挺只要你提交一次就能看到自己的分数和排名，还是挺有压力的。
对，又刺激又有压力。
对，杜教主的感受。
就首先就他们都说过了，对吧？就是那个场地在那个下面就下来比较方便。我之前的话，有17年在 Buffalo， 他可能得走个10分钟。
Buffalo 我记得是我当年也去了 ，Buffalo 应该是还要要坐个 shuttle 过去，要不自己走的话要走好久。
要走好久。
对。
但感觉 Buffalo 其实还好，我感觉 Buffalo 给我的感觉还是比较安全的地方。对，这边传言说不太安全。
是吧？所以他们就这么安排，不要让我们出去。
然后场地其实我一直比较喜欢 TCO 的场地，因为 TCO 的场地就是一种舞台的形式嘛，可能别的比赛他们都是一个，就像是一个类似于在一个机房里面比，或者在一个
会议室，
对会议室这种感觉。然后 TCO 更有一种舞台的感觉，包括你的那个屏幕下面的人也会随时来看你。
是的，是的。
感觉还是挺振奋人心的。
对对对，而且我不知道其他比赛会不会跟 TCO 一样，比如说会把你的电脑连到额外的显示器，然后大家可以围观那种。其他比赛有吗？
一般不
会，
最多配个摄像头，就是方便直播的时候来讲解。但就是你真的，大家能随时看这种东西，一般是不会的。
这样。杜教主也是相当于是算法界的老兵了吧？虽然年纪很轻，
不是很
年。对，你是参加算法要参加多少年？或者你什么时候开始做那个 SM 这一块？
就我应该开始做 TC 是SIM，就我知道可能更早，就知道的话可能10年左右。
10年左右。
然后真的开始做的话是12年，然后其实我16年也进了，但那时候好像学校那边请假出了点问题，就没有过来。
好吧。
然后17年第一次过来。
17年。
这是我第2次。
这是你第2次的 TCO。
去的没有进。
去年是比较忙吗？
是没有进，就是
这样。这个也很正常。对，其实像那个像算法这一块的话，说实话，就是在
随机性还挺大的，就是能不能进随机性还挺大的，因为就是只有3个题目嘛，
对，
刚好碰上不会做，或者一般我们进都是因为做了写挂的那个，就你挂一个题可能就进不了，就还是就有一点随机性。
所以在你们做算法的时候提交的话，是不是会非常慎重？尤其像 TC 这种会有相当于罚时的机制在里面。
对，所以就是一般你会做一个平衡嘛，就是你会自己稍微测试一点，然后再提交，然后你碰上就比较容易会错的题，你可能交完之后会再写一个比较详细的测试。对，当然你也得看时间够不够之类的，这个都是你比赛的时候根据自己的状况去平衡自己的测试。
杜教主对于现在这个 Top Code Arena， 你觉得有什么好或者不好的地方？因为我正在做一个项目，是想做一个新的 Arena， 所以很希望听一下你们的意见。
Arena 其实就是那个老的 Arena， 感觉它太久没有改了。
对，那个是01年做的，然后一直用到了现在。
然后这些插件也比较的旧，就是对，然后新的那个 Web Arena。好像没有就类似的配套的插件。
那个 Web Arena 应该是基本没有更新过的，所以我们在准备做一个新的 Web。然后对，所以我很想听一下，比如插件的一些系统，你觉得什么样的插件比较好，或者说，像你平时用的话，你会喜欢用哪一方面的插件？
首先就觉得就是，其实现在这个 Arena 我已经使用还是比较，就是客户端的 Arena 使用还是比较习惯，但其实。对于新手来说，这其实是一个非常大的障碍，因为你对一个新手来说，你那个 Arena 你得怎么就很难上手吧，说实话。对，然后 Web 的话没有用过，不太好说。然后就其实我那时候的插件就是它能自动给你生成一些代码，包括生成一些测试的代码。对，因为 Top Code 的话其实是没有，就本地测试的话，你直接写是很难的。然后我那个插件会自动给你生成。所以说就这个插件还是比较方便的。
对，就主要是相当于自动测试的代码，还有生成一些可能样板代码。
对。
那像你比赛的话，模板是自己写的吗？还是？
对，基本上会有一些，就包括一些基本上投文件啊，然后一些常见的算法就会写到模板里面去，然后这样就方便自己调用。
挺好的。然后最后3位大神，对于我们的中国选手有什么寄语？我是很希望有更多的中国选手能够来到 TCO。蒋大神开始。
我觉得吧，作为开发来说啊，其实开发最主要的还是时间吧，就是说，第一个就是说你看题的时候要仔细一点，然后时间上面你可能要多花一点。其实，在开发这上面来说，我感觉还是挺简单的。就是
好，谢谢蒋大神。
我希望有更多的中国选手来参与到 QI track 里面，希望明年或者以后 更多的中国选手。
哎，对照着，简单说一两句。
就是 algorithm 吧，我也希望更多的中国选手来，因为我看到这边包括日本选手，包括俄罗斯选手，其实都来的挺多的，还是挺羡慕。就希望大家还是能多打这个比赛。这其实来一趟旅游还是挺有意思的。
好，谢谢3位大神，然后我们今天的直播就结束了，谢谢大家。
Hey everyone, we are back, and somehow I am now moderating. So
yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Hey, so we are back. We have less than an hour left in the UI Design Championship. I am excited to see everything get wrapped up and our experimental battle challenges.
Gladiator style.
Yeah,
right,
gladiator style.
You're
Survivor.
beating everyone.
Yeah. Looking at where everyone's at right this minute, it definitely is a Survivor type series, right? You just gotta beat the one person and keep moving, right? So we have in the final, if we could bring up our, okay. So in a minute we will. In our final we have I Am Tong, reigning champion.
Yeah.
We have Paravicky, who has
great contender.
Yep, and we have LOI.
Yeah, that is new.
First time designer.
The black horse.
Yeah.
First time here.
First time also, yeah.
And Ravi Jun.
Right? These guys always everywhere.
So
second place, fourth place in many past events. So.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. What do you guys think about the final four?
Wow, well, for me at least, entertainment-wise, it's super exciting to see people battling against each other. Like you gotta be very careful with what you do, especially with the timing on the first 2 rounds. I have only 1 hour to design and to focus on solving a problem. So you have to be very careful to choose what you do with your time. Like, am I going to invest time in choosing icons? Am I going to invest time in doing research? Or am I actually going to invest my time into solving the problem? So it's super interesting what you can do with your time there.
Yeah. Also, I'm seeing that this designer is really doing some great improvement from round to round. I am to start slowly. Yeah. So he lost in the first round fighting I Am Infinite actually. Then it starts after the workshop. I think he's doing some great improvement, doing some more research to it, and it just get into the zone. Yeah. And Perfect also starts slowly actually. So she's not even finishing her screen in the first round.
But she was pretty stressed about it.
Yeah, very stressed about it. And like I said, the tournament format is also giving some advantage because it's not you have some advantage when you're fighting someone that still new so it's a luck to also involve in it.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some luck here.
Yeah.
Well, what I observed is, hey, we're bringing up the finals here. What I observed is that like Tong was struggling with the 1 hour format, but you give him an extra hour and he just just took off, right?
Oh, do you know that I Am Tong just broke his laptop?
Oh yeah, I heard that right before we went up there.
Yeah, so I told him do you want to use someone's laptop? And he said, oh, that's okay. Do you have an experience? Yeah, my friend also have some experience with the broken laptop and it's still useful. But he's going to some doing some gambling because it's really broken actually.
Yeah, so like this morning when he left his room, he like dropped his computer right before coming down to the finals. So. It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
So, hey, so I wanted to take a look at the finals here and explain this crazy graphic.
What the hell are you thinking?
I know, like everyone's like, hey, it's almost like over designed, right? So
everyone hates you already right now.
So if we look from left to right, we have over there on the left side is our Rux 1 round results. Okay, so we actually, just to explain this, we had our seeding earlier. And so that first bracket there was our number 1 seed versus our number 8 seed. And
how did you do the seed format? How do you choose the seed format?
So the seed format was we had a virtual challenge before this, and based on the judging of that 1 hour seed challenge, virtual challenge, was what the rankings were.
Okay, so it's not just I like this one, I will pair it with this one.
Is that what you guys think?
Yeah. You're choosing side and these guys should
it
go.
would be interesting to have I Am Infinite and I Am Tong in the first round.
Well, if I was personally seeding them, I probably would have had Tong first, based on how he did all year, right? I would have said Tong. I probably might have had Paravicky or I Am Infinite as 2, right? I might have had Ravi as 3.
Now that you mentioned this, do you think that should maybe influence somehow also the ranking of designers, how they perform for the whole year?
I think so. I think embracing this format, I think as we look at 2020, I think we look at how maybe the seeding process may work or how how they perform throughout the year
Yeah,
influences
right.
where they start.
Oh my, be prepared, guys. It's going to be tough next year. No one going to work. Oh, no.
Forget about Netflix. Forget about Netflix. Forget about social life.
It's all about fighting. It's true. The whole year. Oh.
So talking about this, so what's pretty crazy is that down here, but in the bottom 3, we actually had Paraviki was the number 9 seed, and she ended up surviving the initial Rux 1 and moving up into that the top bracket as Stark beat our number 1 seed Yoki. Yeah. So Paraviki and Stark were then competing against each other. Paraviki won, beating Stark, and then Paraviki continued to battle D-Jack Mania, and now she's continued into the finals. So it's pretty crazy that that journey that you see right there.
Yeah.
And as one of the judges, it's really interesting because, as you said, she had a hard time in Rux 1.
Yeah.
But what she did well in Rux 1 is that she focused on the problem, and the problem was search. Yeah. So while everyone else was designing everything else around search, she focused in on that specific thing that she had to solve. So just enough to survive, honestly. Okay, and then up top, she ended up doing just a little bit better than Stark, and she just did a little bit better than D-Jack, focusing in on the problems, focusing in on what the customer was telling us and the feedback she was getting. So it's for me as one of the judges, I do definitely find that as a very intriguing journey. Because if she would have played maybe a Tong earlier, or Universo, or Ravi, or she would not be in the final right now.
Yeah,
right. I mean, it's really is like survive. Right?
Surviving,
just enough to make it, right? And nothing against, she's done a great job. I'm just saying it's interesting that who you end up battling and how you end up surviving on that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of, like I said, chance to relate it to this process.
Right.
A little bit of chance.
So if we go back to that, we had the IMs, right? IM Tong and IM Infinite, right?
Yeah.
And so when we first did the bracket, we had the seeds and then we put them in there. Daniela and I put them in there and we're like, oh, that's gonna be nuts! One, the Tong was 7, and I was like, that's nuts. And he's playing IM Infinite to start out, right? And then he loses to IM Infinite. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what IM Infinite did in 1 hour was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
Everyone around here is
outstanding,
1 hour. We can't do anything in 1 hour. No, he did the entire app in an hour. It was insane, right? And so the 1 hour format worked really well for him. Yeah. But Tong struggled. You could tell that he wasn't in the zone or feeling it or really so he ended up losing that first round, right?
Yeah.
And then he went down into that bottom part of the bracket.
Yeah.
And then obviously did very well and made it back out into the final.
Yeah. And I think also something to mention is something that we were talking about. It's about the importance of the feedback, because after the design workshops, you could see his confidence when you were sitting there, and when you look at his eyes when he was talking to the customer. You could see his eyes having a special shine, because he was like, I got it now.
Right.
He was taking notes, and when you see the notes on his pad, it's like he created in 1 minute talking to the customers, everything was you could see all of his expression. It's like, I got it now.
Okay.
And then right after that, you could see his performance improve. It was a diametral difference from what he did at the beginning.
Yep.
It's importance of feedback.
Well, so one of the things is that he kept saying that his idea in the Rux 1, the search, was a good idea. And all I said, I was like, it may be a good idea, but you didn't show it. You didn't actually... You did not win the first round because your search was not a really good search. It was not a really good design. He did not express himself as to what the idea was, and that was the goal. In this 1 hour, how do you express and convey to the judges that you understand the problem and you're creating a solution to it. And so that was, I think that might have been an aha for him to go, I definitely need to make sure I show that, which Paraviki did. Paraviki did a great job of doing that. So.
Yeah.
But all I can see from the last workshop is he's looking at you and said, bring it on, Adam, bring it on. I don't care anymore, bring it on.
He looked really confident after exchanging words with the customer. Feedback.
Crazy tournament, bring it on, bring it on.
So another journey here is that LOI did a similar thing where
it's so very interesting.
Right, so LOI was down here with Paraviki. The number 9 and 11 seed are in the final 4.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so crazy, because at the first, he's doing the Rux 1, it's just doing the plain thing. It's just like coloring the wireframe. It's really basic, and he didn't know what he's doing. Maybe probably because it is this his first time.
First time here.
Yeah, here. So, but he's adapting so fast, just like how he performed in our competition, in our online challenge. He start slow, but then, okay, I get it. He take our feedback very responsively, and then he's doing just fine now.
Yeah. It's just looking at the journeys on here. I just keep coming up with like, I'm just amazed at like all the unique little things that are in the improvements, and that we definitely, I think I need to improve the seeding process. Just to truly understand like, because the goal of the seeding process was also to, in theory, for the top seeds it should be easier.
Oh yeah.
Right, because you're playing the lower seeds, but the lower seeds are actually surviving, right?
So that's pretty crazy. Great. Are you planning to do some like top battle next year? Like the final guys will be on the stage.
Oh yeah. So my dream on this was actually that we would have 2 final people on stage, and it would just be 2 designers battling it out.
Got it. That's really.
So in the future, we're gonna look for more of that. Okay. So like right now we have 4. So as we go and judge, we're gonna be is 1 better than 2? Is 2 better than 3? Is 3 better than 4? So it's not as much of the one-on-one battle, the 1-on-4 battle right now. But I definitely would like to continue to improve this and continue to keep that battle format. Maybe as we more virtual rounds before we get on site.
Got it. So in the end, this is a great idea to do this kind of tournament format, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask what caused? What was the motivation to change the format?
Well, I started to see, now this is my opinion, or the story I'm telling myself, that some of the designers that make it here, like so phenomenal that they make it here, right? Our top designers, right?
Yep.
But then they, they're starting to play the game a little bit, right? We do these 3 or 4 hour, 3-hour rounds. What's the importance of each round? Do I have to really, maybe I can restrain myself in the first round, get a gauge of where I'm at, right? And then, drop all of my excellence in the last round, right? And kind of, so I wanted to change that up, right? I wanted to change up like,
it's so easy, right?
But I wanted to change up
let's spice things up.
The perception or gamemanship that's coming in based on what we've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years. Like, hey, let's change it. Let's throw we're gonna do these 1 hour, which you and I have been doing in our design workshops in Indonesia, and Harshit and myself in India, and take that idea of like really focusing in on 1 hour. I understand in an hour it's not going to be complete finished design. It's not what we want, right? But what we want is thinking, and we want bringing a year of design competitions and problems that these designers have solved for customers, user UX patterns, and just bring that knowledge and say, hey, do I have a quick idea to solve this? And does that quick idea extend them farther into the tournament, right? Or did they make a wrong decision? Right, and we saw some of them stumbled, and then they were able to kind of climb back out, right?
Yeah.
So and that's kind of the goal, is that even if you do stumble, or you have one chance to stumble, you can survive if you learn from that, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this, was to mix it up a little bit and kind of throw everyone off a little bit, to not have that kind of predetermined strategy. Right. So now next year, obviously, if we do this again, there'll be probably a little more strategy or better understanding of how to work quickly, right? Or come prepared with a better understanding of patterns.
Yeah.
But that's what we want. What I would like for us to understand when we look at any of our customer problems, right? That's this knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. That makes total sense. And especially this part that you mentioned, that the designers kind of start getting used to what type of strategy would be the best to come if they have the same format every year.
Exactly.
Year after year, so they say, well, maybe in the first round, I'm actually not gonna reveal too much, because you're working in a problem, and maybe in the design workshop you don't want to reveal any ideas that someone else could get to catch, so you hold yourself.
Exactly.
So in 1 hour, you know that you have only 1 hour. This is your last chance of survival.
Right.
And you have to go for it.
Right.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I really like it, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah.
So what is the problem in the last round that you?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to throw a twist in there, right? You've seen me do this.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
all the time, all the time. It's not Adam if there's no twist plot on it.
So and this is what's funny is that if any of the designers have ever been to our workshops, they would know this is coming. Right? It's like
we already told you. Are you sure it's going to be on the desktop? It's not going to be just here.
So Rux 1, Rux 2, and the UI Design Final 1 was desktop. Okay, and in the championship, the 4 designers are working on phone, mobile. So now you've been working on this big canvas. I said it earlier, Robbie June had too much time, so he basically started throwing the kitchen sink at his design, like just adding all this stuff, right? Yeah. And so the whole idea behind now bringing in mobile isn't necessarily like, is mobile the correct usage for this application, but more about simplicity.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You now have a small space, and it gets back to the usability of what we're doing. Yeah. So in this specific tool, we need search. Yeah. So like if I don't see search on this thing, okay, people are not going to be winning. Okay. So the idea is like I'm pulling up my phone, and what is the key features the simplicity of those features that I must have to do my job and be able to search for these products and be able to take action, right? Now, this is an internal application. I may not necessarily need it for my phone, but if I do happen to get a phone call or an email, there is a simplicity of pulling it up on this and be able to just send it off to like an email or trigger some action, right? Yep. As opposed to need to open up my computer and do all, right? So there is this idea of you've done all this on this giant canvas. What really matters? Like what really matters in this app?
They need to push themselves, right?
Yeah.
I see. How many hours did they have for this round?
Well, 1 second. But the other thing is, it's not about just making everything small.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, what is the actual functionality that's needed for the mobile device?
So Robbie will have a hard time because he's throwing all the feature there. Yeah,
right.
They really want to make the application to life.
Right. Exactly. So your question about timing. So we this was 2 hours. This is 2 hours.
2 hours.
So we did 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour.
I see.
So I was going to make this be 1 hour, but I didn't want to be cruel.
No.
Everyone wanted 3 hours, and I was like, no. Like, be happy that we're doing 2.
But you know something that happens too is that in the first round it was only 1 hour, and then yesterday they had 2 hours, and you get to see. I mean, you said 2 hours. That's also a short amount of time to do something, right?
Yeah.
But since the experience that they had before, that they had 1 hour, they feel now that 2 hours is like infinite time.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I was saying. Like Robbie June, he had too much time. He was throwing extra stuff in there. Like, no, don't do that. Yeah. Don't ruin what you've done. Right? Yeah. So that was, I thought that was pretty interesting to see and hear that also. The other thing on the time element is that, and we see this in our workshops because everyone gets freaked out about it. Like 1 hour, I can't. And like, guys, it's all in context of 1 hour. But through the couple days that we've been here, we've been building. So it's not like they're redoing their assets, right? Once you get that at base, now it's really focusing in on the problem, right? So it's like they don't have to spend the whole hour building, they spend the hour just focusing on the actual problem. So that's where I think that gets lost sometimes, that like the beginning is building your initial assets, and then we're just exploring that from there on out. Now, this is what we traditionally do. Now everyone knows what I do, so now we have to switch it up, right?
Yeah.
So one of the ideas that Danielle and I had for this was that to truly test all of our top designers' UX abilities is that each round would be a different UX problem for a different customer, or not even just for a different customer, just a different, like, how well do you do with mobile? How well do you do with, like, pick some dashboards? How well do you do with data visualizations? How well do you do, like, actually just pick different UX problems that they've all tackled through the last 12 months for our customers, and see who is like the best UX designer based on like a wide variety of problems.
Yeah, that would be totally crazy, especially because there will be a unique problem for each one.
Yeah.
For each one
Right.
of the battles.
Is this going to be happening next year?
Well, yeah, hey, you know, if anybody's watching,
If you do it, if you do it this year with this new format, oh my God, I don't know how much they will hate you.
You're gonna cause lots of heart attacks here on this stage.
well, it's always funny because from the first day being here, everyone's like, "Oh, who's the customer and what's the problem?" And then like, you know, the next day is like, "Are we working on the same problem?"
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's always like, "Well, guys, I'm not going to answer that, right? You're going to find out." But if any of them have been to the workshop or know how we do this, then it's been a build. It's been a build for the same thing because, again, I don't want to spend all this time building assets. I want to focus on solving the problem.
The problem.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But as I can see that they also create not just the functionality, but they also create the beautiful design. I'm not sure how can they do it in the 2 hours. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I'm still amazed, and that's where, again, everyone's like an hour. I'm like, oh look, I mean, I Am Infinite in Rux 1 and Rux 2 blew everyone away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to rank a 1, 2 through 11, I Am Infinite was probably number 1 through the first couple rounds, right?
Yes. I also, but the last time I saw his design between his design and I Am Song, I believe that I Am Song still doing better.
Mm-hmm.
I told Nick about this actually in the last interview that I Am Song got much better than I Am Infinite right now.
Okay.
So even if they're doing best in their previous round, the matter is what they're doing right now, right? Right. So the accumulation is not. It's not necessary anymore. The previous thing that you don't need to do it and just focus on the current problem. Right?
Exactly. It's like, so how do you solve the current problem better than the person you're battling against?
But in this round, in the last round, you're asking them to go back to their design, their previous design, and doing the mobile based on that. It's just just like, hey, you're not supposed to do that, not focus on that, and then in the rest, you need to focus on your previous side.
Well, you need to focus on simplifying.
Simplifying it,
right? I think it's starting what's really important for the user.
Right.
And which criteria would you use to try to determine whether the user is actually going to consider that is functional or not. Yeah. So how do you fit into these user shoes to make this decision? Yeah. I think that's very key.
Are you going to judging the mobile screen later? Are you going to see their previous screen in the desktop or just?
Oh no! I mean, this is focused on the mobile.
The mobile.
We're looking at mobile.
So it's not necessary to be the same one.
No, they can redo the entire thing if they want.
I see. That's very interesting.
Again, it's simplifying the problem. It's simplifying the experience, right?
Yeah.
They've been trying to add stuff and they've been trying to like do all this craziness, and it's like, now rip that apart and go, what is this simplification of this problem?
And I love the test because not only something that I really love about mobile design is the mobile first approach, because this is when you actually think about the user needs and you remove all the distractions that the space could give you. For instance, you have a desktop space or an iPad. You have lots of space, so you could feel tempted as a designer to try to, no, maybe he can use this notification here, or maybe I can put this menu here because I have space.
Yep.
But now that you're on mobile, you have a reduced amount of space, and you have to consider every single pixel that you are planning to put something in there, because it has to be important for the user. So you have to make very important decisions in there.
Yep.
And I think this is something like justifies the.
Yeah.
That's great insight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
I think we want to go and live and see how some of the designers are doing. So we'll pull up some screens. I think we're looking at we have I Am Tom.
I Am Tom.
So, obviously starting out, he has a really clean design. So there isn't any issues around quality of his skill. Right?
Right.
So now once again, it's focusing in on what are we actually doing here in the mobile space. And so look, we have search. Yay!
Where's the search result? Why he's going to the specific and details right away?
Well, so he has search options, it looks like here, and now we have the detail, right? So now how does this detail look in the small space? And then of course can the, so we have file info and we have the annotated comments that may be in here. So that's one of the features that they can do on these assets.
Don't you think he missed one step to show all the search result?
Well, I don't know what we have over here, right?
Oh yeah,
check, yes.
Right, so he obviously has his XD canvas, so who knows where his screens are.
We should take over his screen and see.
Yeah. So and just because we mentioned that, he's now going to show. No, he's listening to Fajar. No. So yeah. So we have. I mean, he's obviously focused in the sizing looks great right this minute. He's not focused in on those details.
Oh
and
yeah. So
he's pulling specific elements over. So.
Do you think that the kind of tools that they're using also giving them advantage in the design for the face design?
Someone mentioned, and I didn't even think about this, is that I think this is like a competition right now against XD, Sketch, and Photoshop.
Yeah.
So we have out of four competitors, some are using Sketch, some are using XD, and I think Robbie's using Photoshop.
Photoshop, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's what I want to talk about. Do you think it's giving it some advantage to them? But I saw all the 3 users of application in the final.
Yeah, I mean they survived, right? They made
survived. So we still use Photoshop, right?
Yeah, they obviously know how to use the tools and use them quickly, right?
Yeah.
I do remember Tong last year. He said that because he had just taught himself XD, that he felt it helped him a lot in the speed, around the 3-hour rounds.
Yeah. I know someone that will be bragging about XD if Yamtong win. So toxic
Toxic Pixel, right?
He's an XD evangelist.
Oh yeah, he's going to be the XD evangelist.
Yeah. All there.
Yep. So
this is
LOI, right? So it looks like, okay. So we have search results. We bring in some of the infographics on the actual. So we drill in on the product, and we see we're going to see the infographics around the PDF, how accurate it is, the quality of it, how complete it is, and for this customer, the data quality is a big deal. So the completeness number is an issue that we brought up, and he's also highlighting specific fields that maybe the information may be missing. So he's doing a great job. This is going to be really hard if everyone really simplifies really well.
Yeah. And, something to mention about Lloyd is it's about, I don't know, but in my opinion, he has a great advantage in mobile design, because from all the designers, I mean, he's a new designer in the community at least. Something I've noticed of him is when it comes to mobile, he has this kind of thought that he has this way of simplifying things that I haven't seen in any other designer, to be honest.
I see.
He has a unique way to see things, to simplify things for users. So I think this mobile scenario can give him a really good advantage.
I saw that he got 3 rocks placement also. I think this really helped him when competing in the live on stage, because he already getting exercise about doing fast challenge with us.
Fast challenge, yeah.
So this I can see that why he can survive right now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say besides speed, it's not more his speed in designing. It's his decision process, his decision-making process, because there was one challenge one time that it was hyper mega complex. The amount of data was it was an AI project, classificating documents with OCR. He was the only one who ticked right away the things that were important in this information.
I see.
Because it was for mobile. He has this way of thinking. I really admire how he can simplify things.
Nice. Well, it looks like we moved over to Paraviki here. So, as I said, she made it to the finals here. Obviously, she does a great job really thinking about the problem. Always has a lot of questions for the customer. Really dives in. Wants to understand the user, right? Yeah. Even in the forums right now, her first question was like, "Why would a user want this on mobile?" So, okay, that's.
We made it up, maybe. We made it up.
But I do think this tool would be useful for mobile, right? The idea that we could go and look at any of these assets. Now, the customer told us yesterday. Right now, we're focused on PDFs, but this could have 3D assets, images. It could have architectural drawings. So there's a lot of more assets that could be in this repository in the future.
Are you asking for them about that asset too?
No. Right now, we're just focused on the PDF.
Just for PDF, okay. Yeah. I thought you already going to ask them for doing the 3D view and also 2 hours. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, create the 3D view. Yes. Create the AR view, right?
More screen.
So let's see how's she doing. So
it's Robbie June.
Oh, Robbie June. Okay. Back to Paraviki. So yeah. So it looks like we have the product information. We have the infographics around how complete it is. We have some. we can comment. We have the versions, and then we can quickly send it, which is critical for mobile. So that's good.
And you know something that's impressive here too. Besides solving the problem, see how she designed and she already thinking in the reusability of the file that she's working with. If you can see, she's using symbols in Sketch, and she's also creating a design system as she works. For instance, you see that she names the symbols icons/10. That's the size of the icon. So it's like if you want to replace it, it will be easy to find icons that are size 10, size 20, and she's
at once. Everything
she's
at
creating.
Once.
Oh look! See, look at this. She put a priority on voice. Did you see that?
So I want to ask something that the requirement asking for some enhancement, like doing some future stuff, and do you think if they doing it, is there a bigger chance for them to win this challenge?
Oh, if not the top judging criteria we have.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay.
Look, everywhere I go, all of our workshops, what am I always asking? Right?
Yeah.
Concepts, new ideas.
Yes.
Bring, be bold. Right? That's what I say. It's in top coder. It's not. We can play safe. The second challenge.
All out.
The first challenge. Yeah. It's like what can we experiment, try, push? What are some ideas? Yeah. How can we inspire each other? How can we inspire the customer?
Great. Yeah.
And so this is where, for me, in this specific type of format, this battle format, that's it's like, okay, do you have a new concept, a futuristic concept, and then can you convey it quickly?
That's the value of our community, right? Doing some great stuff and thinking way ahead of our time.
Right. Well, that's my thing. I really want to continue to push that here at Top Coder. Just like, how do we push the future of UX? How do we push the future of designing, applications and the crazy enterprise problems we get from our customers, right?
I see.
We now have voice, right? So how do we design experiences that encapsulate voice? We may not actually have UIs, right? But we still have to design that experience, right? Zero-list UI, right? So it's like really how are we growing as a community and as designers to continue to embrace these crazy problems our customers bring to us, right?
Yeah.
Because they're just going to keep getting more technical, and they're going to just keep getting more, virtual or more, just conversational, like us right now, and like what are we interfacing with?
Yeah.
So
okay,
why I do that. That's why I push this.
So this is new screen from the
that's
screen from Ravi.
Back to Ravi.
So this is Photoshop.
Yeah, he's working on the details and specifications.
Yeah, Mr. Photoshop.
I'm wondering that doing design using Photoshop will be difficult twice than using Sketch or XD. But this guy's
pretty quick. He's pretty quick, right?
He's pretty quick.
So, of course, we can't see the rest of his canvas, right?
Yeah.
He works file by file.
So he has the annotations in there, like real quick tabs between the details, the spec, and the annotation, which is great.
I saw that all those guys doing all the annotation part of this. Is it the mandatory requirement to have this one?
Well, it is because in this specific tool, these spec sheets are sent off to third parties, or they're sent off to customers. And the annotation piece is, so a spec sheet may be pipe, say copper pipe. On the spec sheet, you may have 3-inch pipe, 4-inch pipe, 5-inch pipe, 6-inch pipe, 7-inch pipe. Okay, and so the annotation is to say what we're using is the 6-inch pipe.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And and then all the diagramming and all the dimensions and all that about the pipe is there. It's just we're using the 6-inch version. That's what the annotation is critical on this.
Okay.
So that needs to be understood so that can be either added, or because it's already been annotated, you can send it off.
Yeah.
Right.
So another interesting aspect about the technical design that he's currently doing, he's taking an icon from a place like this, like flat icon. So throughout the years, right now, I see that Top Coder policy about the icon and third-party asset is it allowed to use this kind of stuff in the design, or is it just for the final champions like this one? In the ordinary challenge?
Well, I mean, so policy-wise, we've opened it up to using third-party icons, right? As long as they're free, open source, and or if they are, from some of our stock reference places that the customer can go and purchase, right? So it's critical that we are making sure that customers are paying for stock, and anything that we reference is available that we can get to, and of course use for building, and if we go and build it. As far as the speed here on site, it's a little more lax in like making sure that you're using the available sites that we approve, but right this minute we're not going as extreme to say make sure you document all of them because there just isn't time. But we can go back and find them. Obviously, they all have their source files. They have like they're using flat icon, and it's all places we typically use, right?
I see. Yes.
What at Topcoder over the years, we as we used to always do custom icons. I mean, that was a big thing. It's like you had to go create your own icon, right?
Yes.
But I mean, honestly, like, how many times are you going to make a heart? Right? How many times are you going to make a hamburger menu, right? Yeah. So it's with the how proficient all these icons are now, and how we all use mobile now, and they're all we're getting into patterns. We're all used to specific types of icons. Yeah. So why do we have to recreate them all the time, right? So let's make sure that we pay for the icons and we reference the artists that have created them. But right now, again, I want to go solve a problem, and I don't want everyone spending 2 hours creating a heart icon.
I see.
Yeah.
Right?
I can understand it from a outsourcing point of view. Let's say it's with Topcoder. Let's say if you want to learn how to, you need to create an application. So why would you spend so much time learning and trying to learn how to code, how to design? So instead of doing that, you outsource this requirement that you have, and someone else can do it for you. It's kind of the thing with the icons. If you need to focus on a problem, focus on the real problem, solving the problem, why would you invest so much time learning how to create an icon and edit it one over again and again and again for every challenge? This is valuable time. You can outsource the icon and just focus on the problem.
Exactly. Unless the problem was to come up with a new type of icon to solve whatever the problem is, right?
Exactly,
but there's just the thing is that we come into known patterns now, right? There's certain things we expect because of certain icons that are used across all the apps. So now to start saying, I'm going to change that icon and give it new meaning, we now get confused, right? So as a user experience designer, you're like, well, why am I doing that? So it's now more about what's the app doing, what's the features, what's the functionality, like how is it helping me my day-to-day, how am I like in my work, things like that.
I heard this coming also from the designers, and maybe as some feedback for the future, this battle tournament with short time, and then maybe they said that they should have some icons asset already.
Warning to all UI
so they don't have to browse or go
there. There are 15 minutes remaining in the current UI design competition.
Right.
Talking about time.
Well, and that's the thing. So talking about what Fajar was asking about, so if we're using XD or Sketch, a lot of them can have those catalogs now. They can have those reference points. And I think that's something, if we expand this tournament format just virtually, but even if we expand it here in the future, I think we'll come up with some rules around that, right? Come with specific references, only so many assets. It's almost like coming with your design books and being able to reference something, right? So are you able to essentially come with some of these assets ready to go?
I see.
Right? Not design, but just come available with your tools, right? I show up with my toolbox to go fix something. Like as a designer, what's my toolbox? Right?
Like right now, for instance, the Sketch and XD, they have plugins. And they can do things really fast for you, like a calendar. You just put the calendar, it draws a calendar, you just redesign it a little bit.
Right.
This kind of things, like a calendar.
Right, and for me, it's like I'm not really interested if you know how to design a calendar. I just want to know if you think a calendar is the right or wrong solution to that specific problem.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, right.
What I want to avoid is people coming with, predetermined designs, actual pages fleshed out, things like that. That's what we have to be careful about.
So what is the criteria to win the last round for winning the championship? What it takes to win, to beat all the three other designers?
Well, I mean, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be how they simplify the problem. Did they focus in on solving it in the small space, and then they bring again search results. Am I able to get to my product? Am I able to send that product off? So. It's gonna come down to how they did on really who simplified the most, and does it make sense in what they simplified, right?
Yes.
And what's the ease of use around that?
I see.
Yeah.
Great.
And how about at this stage, at this round, how about the branding? Does it have some influence now? Because at the beginning, you know, it had 1 hour. It was
Right.
very important.
Well, for me, I didn't want this to be about branding. I didn't want this to be like, oh, hey, let's make sure all the branding's pixel perfect and ignore the problem. Right?
Yeah.
So I think, these 4 designers, they're here. They made it to the championship. They're solid designers. I think they're going to do fine with the brand. I think they're going to make sure that the colors are being used. It feels like it could be part of this customer's brand. It's, for me, to your question, that's not a key judging criteria.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more about how is the UI designed, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's more about placement, sizing. Am I able to use it on my phone?
Yeah.
Like, is it super small? Is it the right size?
Yeah.
Is it? I think who was it? Peravicki was using voice. It's like, oh, okay. Well, now, is that the key thing that matters? I'm on my phone. I want to search for something, or is it? I'm actually hitting search and doing something like that kind of stuff. I think should be critical.
And something very interesting here is that you would like to make very good decisions for the user, and something that could be like somehow missing is the validation. So it's what she's doing, for instance, is bold, try to add something new, but how do you actually validate that this idea is going to be accepted for the user?
So I think maybe in the future we'll do a usability round right after the design round. How about that, right?
That would be awesome. Like UX lab.
UX lab, like right after?
Right. I think we know that this is one of the ways of validating what we're designing, right?
We'll have everyone upload in a Marvel app. The entire group will go, okay,
let's see.
Go test it. And like, the winner is! Because right now it's going to be us judging it, and at the end of the day, what do we know?
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
But the good thing is when we go in and judge this, we're going to debate it. We're going to talk through it. We're going to say, okay, do we feel that this designer pushed that? To your point, they took a risk, and it was a valid risk, and did they put that risk in a way that contextually might be a good solve, or is it just placed on there without really solving the issue?
Yeah. This is something I think about a lot, and this is why I did a question about the branding, because even though they know, let's say you tell them, hey guys, branding is not important, I'm quite sure that something that they're solid designers, and something that they're naturally going to do is to try to add the branding, because they know that psychologically it has an impact.
Oh, it does. It does.
Because if you're going to show these designs to a customer with a branding that doesn't make sense to them, they're not going to feel familiar with it.
This is not for us.
Yeah. So it can be a distraction, because you know that Adam told me about the judgment. They say that they're not going to judge branding too much, but I know that I have to make efforts in this, because this is the presentation for the customer.
Right.
So that can become kind of some sort of distraction or somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key thing on the brand is like they're just not designing it all in red, right? I mean, they're mindful of the color palette and that it's not garish, right? So. Yep.
So, based on the track that they already experienced so far, from the Rocks 1, Rocks 2, UI Finals 1, do you think besides I Am Tong, these three designers will have a chance to win this championship? Do you have any personal reference about, I like this designer to be the winner?
Oh, no. No. One of the reasons why I have who's on the judging panel is to avoid that bias. So we have the customer, we have a virtual judge who's not even here, who's only evaluating the designs based on not interacting with the designers, not interacting.
They don't know that.
Oh,
That's anonymous.
What's that?
Anonymous
person. Part of the company.
They
part
don't know.
The customer team or.
Part of the. So she's a freelancer.
Okay.
Helps run projects at Topcoder at times. A very good designer in her own right, and so I've asked her to be a judge, so virtual judge.
Yeah.
Great.
No, that's great, because it's like it has nothing to do.
Exactly.
A fresh point of view.
Right, and then we also have George Jensen, who is part of the Topcoder delivery team, and he has a design background, and he doesn't know any of the designers. He's new to the company.
Oh, okay.
So he's purely looking at this from a UX, UI perspective, right? And then also helping to educate the customer on certain things that maybe they're asking.
Will the customer involved in this judging process?
Oh yeah,
They also there will be a lot of panel to decide.
So a lot of this is mostly us informing the customer on what we're seeing from the UX standpoint, and the customer also saying like what they want to be able to see or explore, right? Which is there's a lot of like reminding ourselves of what we asked, reminding ourselves what the problem is, right? And remembering to keep that lens on this, right? Because you can get distracted by some of the other things. You can also get distracted by, well, I saw someone else do something, right? But it's like, no. Right now, the judging is between these two, right? Right. So it's been an incredible journey just judging. I love it. It's
yeah. Yeah, you've been doing this for years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and something that, for instance, for me personally, that's a question I want to make you because it's a curiosity of mine about the judgment process. And I might say things here like way out of place.
You? No.
Yeah, maybe. No, you know that this is what I think. I mean, as you mentioned, there is a defined criteria for selecting the designer, the winners, and there's like 4 or 5 persons in the panel, judge panel. So let's say that this was the customer, and there's a topic about subjectivity because the customer is normally the person who is paying for something, and should have like an important amount of percentage in the criteria for the decision. So let's say that the panel comes with it. Okay, this is the first, second, and third. But how about the client says no, but I like the third one to be like.
So in this case, that
this can happen.
The judging, not in this, no, actually.
No.
So the goal on the judging panel is that we have concordance. Okay. So this isn't like 3 versus 2. It isn't like three judges like it and 2 don't like it. No.
Okay.
We debate.
Oh.
We argue to make sure that all 5 are in agreement.
Okay.
And the customers obviously bringing in their opinion around like their business, and I'm reminding everyone what we asked, what we wrote in the spec, what we asked the designers to do.
Okay.
Because some of the designers have extended this beyond what we asked. So again, it's like, okay, they had an hour. Did we focus on this? This is what we did. Was this achieved, right?
Okay.
And then we expand from there to say, okay, based on this, and they did these things, like they did. Our scorecard has concepts. Very first thing is concepts. The second thing is user. So are they thinking about the user? Is user the main consideration here? Are they putting themselves into the user's shoes to say, is this application useful, right?
Yeah.
The next item is we have UI design, and then the next item after that we have like scenarios and interactions.
Oh.
So like, are they understanding it from start to finish of like what that user's doing?
Yeah.
So while we may only be asking for search, and this is my argument with Tong earlier, he only showed he search and he showed like a modal window open up, which one I thought was a bad user experience, but he wasn't conveying the like the end-to-end scenario of search. It was like we saw that and we did like, okay.
Yeah.
While some of the other designers had a couple steps in there to show like, hey, this is what's going to happen in search results.
Okay.
We're going to see these. So
Right.
So those are the items we're critiquing. Now, in years past, I had like 10 items of criteria. So because of the speed and because of what we're doing here, I really wanted to simplify the criteria and focus in on concepts from the user. Like to me, those are the priority items. Because the designers here, they made it here because they already know what the hell they're doing when it comes to UI design.
Yeah, of course.
Right, I mean that piece I'm not, unless they really stumble, right? That piece isn't as important to me.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah, because to me the whole judgment process was like a mystery to me. I always see you like
Why
having
don't we
headaches, like there, it's like choosing, but never been there. So.
It looks so much fun to see the judging review.
Hey, look at this. Here's a live feed. What are we down to? Oh, are we down to the last 3 minutes?
Oh wow, yes, about to finish.
Okay, very very exciting. Everyone's checking it out. So we have the board up there, and we have the top 4 designers in the back row, and then we are looking at all of their screens on the kiosks. So everyone who is virtually watching right now.
Yeah. they know they're being watched, so this is why they're saying hi.
Yeah.
Since we have 3 minutes left, maybe we could see the screens of the design.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go roll through the screens real quick here.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1 second, we will have them.
Okay.
Yeah. We have there Nalina, Tom's wife.
Yeah.
So is there supporting her.
Ariantu, Vicky's daughter. There's Britta Preyu checking things out.
Yeah.
There's one of our Georges over. There's one of our judges over there, George. So yeah. Okay, I'm Tong. Let's see how he's finishing things up.
Oh, he's doing a lot of stuff of interaction for the annotation.
Well, what you were talking about, the interaction criteria, right? He's trying to display how to go from point A to point B.
So does he have results?
Yeah, like I said,
we have search.
He looks no search results. That's what I'm asking earlier. It looks like he missed one step that is very important.
Interesting.
Well, he's been working in a smart search concept. So maybe his smart search concept is...
So it's going to show only one?
And make it pull it back pretty quick, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So if he's doing a smart search and if it's not showing the right result, the correct result, how do he get back? Just by saying...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, here's LOI.
Now we have LOI.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one if we can. Fair Vicky. Okay, they need to finish things up.
Yeah, this is where the rush, you feel the rush, especially when there's this guy called Adam, he goes there and he says, hey guys, it's done, submit.
Yep.
Submit, Ravi, submit.
I'm gonna have to leave. Oh, it was so funny. He was so late.
Yeah, he was so late.
Next time he was the first one to.
Yeah. He's submitting first, so he's got additional point.
He's working on the annotation.
Yeah, I was joking about that.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Oh, it looks like he's quite finished. He's just sporting the screens.
Saving is gonna be about ready to upload.
Yeah, it looks like you gave him too much time. He's too comfortable here. We should make it half an hour for him, just for him. The rest can have 2 hours.
He already dreaming what will he do with the $10,000 when he got it.
Yeah. He said he was going to do some investments or something.
Yeah. He's saying that he will deposit into my account.
Yeah.
All right.
This is gonna be so interesting to see the results.
Yeah,
I'm excited to go
very
judge
excited.
Yeah.
So, is it going to be Iamsong 3 or is it going to be a new champion?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy judging this. I'll tell you that.
And how much time does it usually take to select the winner?
Oh man, in the past it takes hours.
Yeah?
I mean hours. Sometimes we're up past midnight trying to figure this stuff out. Obviously today we can't. I mean the day of is always hectic because it's like we have to go in 3-4 hours, and then normally I'm going on stage with here's the winners.
Yeah.
But now that we only have to judge 4, hopefully we can make that happen faster. And the judging the last couple of days has been faster because we've been doing 1v1.
May I have your attention? Our design finals round 2.
I need to get back over here and make sure Robbie's uploading. So, good luck, and see you guys in a little bit. Okay.
Will be judged, and the results of the 2019 Top Coder Open UI Design Championship will be revealed at the awards ceremony this afternoon.
Alright, so guy heard the final design round just finished. Now Adam is going up on stage to tell them, submit now. Oh my goodness. So proud of him. Yeah.
They still need to submitting their design to the challenge page.
This is the toughest part of a designer. This is the toughest part. Like organizing your screens, zipping them in a zip.
And seeing if they already registered to the challenge.
Yeah. Some of them don't even register. This is so funny. Oh look, here we are.
There we go.
I think you and me we might be the oldest co-pilots.
Yeah.
Design co-pilots in the community. Right? I wonder why they chose us. Was it because we're old or because we're all in the community?
Yeah, we're old. We're old. They like seeing old people.
Yeah.
That's why you cannot go and show new people here.
No
young
way.
people.
No
They're looking
way.
for the ugliest and the handsome.
Yeah, no, I mean the ugliest,
the ugliest and the handsome.
The ugly and the ugliest.
So it's going to be balanced, right?
Well, if you call yourself ugly, at least you are a celebrity. I have heard very good things of you in Indonesia. Like when you go to places in Indonesia, when you run the workshops, everyone knows who Fajar Fajar is in Indonesia. How does it feel like to be a celebrity?
No, I'm not a celebrity.
Yeah,
They didn't know. They don't even know me.
Of course they know
They
you.
know Maestro. They know Harshit.
No,
Harshit is the star.
Don't make me say data. You know I'm very good with data. I checked your Facebook account, and you have like 5,000 friends, 2 accounts. I don't know how you to handle this.
No.
But and you have a huge design community following you.
Yeah, because I'm involved.
Is it difficult when you go to, I don't know, to the grocery shop and then it's like people asking for autograph and hey Fajar, like
they're asking me to pay their bill.
Oh my God. Well, someone has to do it. If you can help a little bit, that's okay. No, for real.
So, how was your journey so far? I saw that you're traveling around the world, and it's really awesome. I think that's really inspired me a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do some journey and also, but it's really tiring. For the
Really?
Yeah.
When I'm gonna reply your question. But, may I ask you when was the last time that you traveled?
Just recently to go to Thailand.
Thailand?
Yeah.
Did you visit Tom?
No, Tom in Chiang Mai. I'm going to Bangkok.
Ah, okay. Well, you should have visited him.
I want to, but it's not enough time to do that because I go there for some personal business, and when it's time to when the business done, my flight tomorrow due tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I understand. Yeah. It's okay. Well, but to reply your question, I guess that you're talking about the journey, the travel that I did with Ravi and Vicky.
With Ravi and Vicky, that's really awesome. I'm wondering how can you do that in terms of management, project management. You're still working on Topcoder while doing it, and also the budgeting for all this itinerary and extra is really complicated to do.
Yeah, I know it sounds like complicated. Like there are many things going on. But for people who don't know, it is something. It's a travel I did with Vicky and Ravi, who they're actually finalists.
Yes, they're
finalists.
finalists. Yeah.
Finals. We decided to make a trip in Asia together for more than 2 months.
Wow, 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
And it was all. The trip started as an idea to around the TCO regionals. Since there's a regional in India, so we started traveling in India to go to India, and then of course we spent 1 month in India, and then we spent 3 weeks in Philippines, and 3 weeks in Indonesia, specifically in Bali. And it was three of us together, and in every country, mostly in every city, there were Topcoder members.
I see.
And we were meeting them. And in India, we met lots of Topcoder members. We met Stark, Sandeep, we also met developers. In Philippines,
also,
we met
not just
Nino.
the design community, but the all.
Yeah, design and development. Yeah, and in Philippines, we met with Nino. We met with the person who won the first challenge in Topcoder design community.
Who?
Which is Christopher Rook.
Oh, I see.
And he's from Philippines. And the first competition ever that was in Topcoder about design.
Yeah.
They asked to design in 2005. They asked to design a logo. For TCO 2005.
And he won it.
And he won it. And he was the first person, like, he set the flag of the community of the design competitions. And he lives in Philippines. And when we were in Philippines, we met him.
Oh, that's really awesome.
The guy is a legend. I mean,
yeah. I know Christopher. He's sometimes back in action.
Yeah, he's like here and there, like from here. Yeah.
The fun thing with Topcoder is that we can work anytime, anywhere, and choose what we like to working on.
Yeah. Something is like, you know, they call when people talks about freedom. Normally, this is related to a freedom of choice. You know, like you have the freedom of select. And specifically in Topcoder, you get the freedom to select several things. I think you can select where do you want to work from your house, from a coffee place, from I don't know, from Argentina, from Spain, from Bali, from Medan. You can select the place. You can also select the projects that you like. It's that because normally you work with passion, you put more effort to the things that you like. Say you like working more on mobile projects. This is your specialty. This is what you feel really passionate about because you know that you perform better in this type of scenario because you like it.
Yeah.
And then you get the chance to select to work on mobile. If there's something on desktop that I don't like, I just don't work on it because I don't like doing this. And I know that I will perform better in doing something that I really like. If you like to manage projects, if you like, I don't know, to be a consultant, you can select to. This is what I say about freedom. You can select what type of project you work on, and also it sounds simple too. You gotta be very disciplined and organized in the ways you organize your travels. If you wanna travel and work, it cannot be fun all the time. It cannot be like work all the time.
Yeah.
So and also you have to communicate really well to let people know when you're gonna be available or not. And for instance, as a co-pilot, it's something that normally you have to communicate a lot.
Yes.
And if you're traveling, you have to communicate the double lot as you would normally be in a single place.
I saw that one of your blog posts, your popular blog post about you've been get some offer job from some company.
Yeah.
And then you decide to turn it up. You decide to I don't want it and still continue with the top order. I want to know is that the reason why you're choosing?
Did you read that? Did you read?
Yeah, also all
your
people
who read this article.
Your blog post is amazing. You know, it's more than a million people that already read that.
Oh, I thought it was 2 million. So yeah, it's good to know it's only one.
So, why do you choose the life and after the top order life instead of the steady job? And it's really awesome company actually.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a big question, at least to me.
Yeah.
To me, this is the type of question that takes you like several days to answer. Like, I don't know, how big is the universe? Is there a God? It's like, how many fishes are there in the ocean? This type of question that make you think. But I mean, short story long. I think I was searching. What you point out is that I was searching for a job, and a job in Europe to be more specific.
Okay.
And then during the process, I have worked with Top Coder like for more than 12 years, I think. And I love working with Top Coder, and I started searching for a job for the wrong reasons, I'm sure. The thing is, I did everything. I created my CV, I created my portfolio website. I only applied for 2 companies, and these were companies that had really high tech profiles.
Yeah.
And then one of them took me. I mean, did all the interviews, and I went to the on-site interview too. But there was a thing during the on-site interview process. It was just when I started seeing like how was going to be my new lifestyle, because I had to be in a city.
Yeah.
It had to be one single city. I could do remote work, but only one day. And then I wasn't going to be able to. And I started looking at the people with the laptops and sitting in the office, and I know that there are different type of people in the world, right? And I know I'm the type of people that I don't like this. I mean, personally, me. So when I started seeing my life from this point of view, I just I freaked out for real. I was in the place, and I wanted to leave. I wanted to freak out. And the things I was thinking during the interviews was, oh my goodness, I made these people waste their time with me because I'm gonna say no. Even if they make an offer, I'm gonna say no.
So these guys just coming.
Come on, baby.
Come on.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are the. Can you believe this? What? Dude, talk to the nation, like into the finals. Yeah. You see that? Come on, guys. Lloyd, good job. Good job.
These guys are the finalists the 4 finalists that able to survive until the end of the round. You can see their blood, their sweat.
Sweat and blood.
Sweat and blood. Let us see it.
Guys, go see there. Come on, see it.
Come on, see it.
You need me to go
live with my laptop. Show it laptop to us. Okay. So how is it? Are you satisfied with the result?
Yeah, kind of. Because it's not really hard, I guess.
Yeah, I know. You got too much time. I think you played 20, 30 screen.
Oh no!
Oh,
come on.
Yeah. A lot of screen. See.
All right. Yeah, I cannot miss this. Oh my God.
So, do you think you got the chance to win this thing?
We never know.
Seems like.
No one confident about it, right? Because you're saying that 10,000K will go to my account for deposit, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Ravi. So let's introduce these guys. This is Ravi Jun, our finalist from India. This is Pervigi from Hungary. This is LOI from India. And also I am Tong, our 2 world champion from Thailand. So what do you guys think about the last round requirement? Do you think that the twist that needs to be done in mobile is really making you have a hard time, or are you already expecting this?
Ravi, found it easier, I think, right?
I think I kind of had I thought it's gonna be we're gonna be working on iPad version.
Yeah.
I never really thought it's gonna be mobile version, but it was cool because we just need to. We already have the assets in the form of desktop version. We just need to use them, reuse them, and change the dimensions and the size according to the mobile version. And at the same time, we had to prioritize. I mean, we cannot have all the details on the mobile, right? So that would play a major role, I guess, in terms of picking the winner. And at the same time, I personally got a chance to use, include the scanning of the, OCR option in the design. So yeah, I think I did quite well.
Yes, well, that's confidence, right? Yeah, that's it. That's all I want to see. Yeah, no one can beat me when I'm some kind of beat me man. So how about you, Pervigi? What do you think about the requirement? Is it tough or is it okay? Is it it's very simple. I can do it in 15 minutes.
It was okay. I just had a hard time to understand what this user would do when he's not at his desk. So what would you use the mobile version for?
Okay.
So
yeah,
I actually took huge risks to drop things from the dashboard. I don't have any metrics on it actually. We'll see.
May I ask you something? Yeah. Specifically about your design. It was about a feature that you added that caught our attention here. It was I want to understand the reasoning why you chose to offer a voice search in there.
Because I think that this, according to the meeting with the client, and also Adam said that this company would like to hire new people who don't have the knowledge of all these product codes and everything, because their current employees they know everything, they know the code, so they don't need to look them up all the time. And I really believe that if they want to hire new employees and want to make this learning process much easier, then this whole UI should be more like should be more conversational, if you like. So
makes sense.
I took a huge risk with that as well.
It was bold.
Anything you say, Vicky, makes sense. Anything.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to LOI. What do you think about the requirements? And do you think it's tough? Do you think it's God, it's so easy, right?
Actually,
Maestro mentioned you very great that when designing for mobile.
Oh no.
That's true.
This is what humble people.
Yeah,
this is how
humble
humble people
do, yeah.
react. They just
He mentioned that in one of his challenge that it's only you that really spot on with the design. So I'm guessing that for you this is easy. No?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Can you tell us about what you're thinking when you're seeing the challenge page? Like, oh fucking God, what the hell is this?
Yeah. I said that when I saw that.
Is there a rule or something to have this word during the conversation? Like,
that will be big.
I control myself.
There will be an automatic sensor when we're saying that. Can you let us know your thought about it?
Yeah, actually I was thinking more of bringing all the desktop designs we did in the earlier challenges like Rux 1 and Rux 2 and making a whole application out of it. But I wasn't expecting a mobile version.
Okay.
So it
Good surprise.
some time to register. Then I had to fit all the screens in the mobile dimensions. That took some time for me.
So are you doing a new set of screen, or you're still utilizing all your previous screen to the mobile? So
new set.
So it's like creating a new. You redo all the stuff from your desktop and just going with a new direction for the mobile. Are you still using your desktop as a reference?
I did a combination of both.
Okay.
I just added 1-2 screens, not like Ravi. I didn't do that much of
I did 3 screens.
No, but still, no, but still you were at that OCR thing, like scanning and all. I just put a camera icon there and I didn't show the detailed stuff.
You will get a chance to see my design, you know. Just make sure you won't vomit.
You need the bags, the bags from the airplane.
Okay, let's hear from our champion.
Our champion, defending champion. I am Song. So, did your laptops working?
Yes.
Can you show us to the screen what's happening? Oh God.
I just dropped it this morning before I left the room. It was like
Sponsors.
It's not sponsored by Apple.
Oh wow.
So is it still working?
Yeah,
Can you working fine? Just
Yeah.
fine with that?
Yeah.
I have a question for four of you. If Tom wins again, are you going to break your laptop next year? Is that the strategy?
It's such a shame that even with a broken laptop, he could beat us.
Yeah, like maybe a lucky charm or something.
So with your broken laptop like that, you must have some pressure on it because you might be scared that I don't know if it's going to.
I was kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I tried to like I put a notebook like at both sides to push it up so this area doesn't touch the desk. Yeah, so I was like, okay, everything is good. I can charge it.
Right there.
And, the machine like working smoothly. So okay, I can go with it.
So what do you think about the requirements? Are you already expecting it? As you know, Adam always come with twists, right? So
No. Actually, we were discussing about like what would be next.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually said to Lavi that I had no idea. Maybe like there are new design problems, or like we go back to revise everything, but it doesn't sound like what Adam will do. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. It turned out kind of surprised, but the spec is good to me because we don't need to spend like a lot of time to understand the spec. We just need to bring our like old stuff and adjust to mobile in terms of functionalities and the design, the layout. Yeah.
So what do you think about the new format of tournament that we are using right now? I say to Adam that everyone like it. Everyone really appreciate that you come with the new format for us. It's really
kind of interesting.
Interesting, right?
Really.
That's a good answer. Interesting.
Oh, come on. If you have to face I am infinite 2 times.
That was awesome.
Well, like, can it be somebody else?
I
know like how good he became, right?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Super
yes.
good designer.
I have a question for Tom. What do you think is the standout feature that you included in the final round in the mobile version? Standout version, the best. I mean, standout feature.
Stand out
for me. Oh, I didn't really like bring out like the mobile functionality like scanning or like capturing photos and it returns you like something like that. I didn't have time for that, but I pushed my concept more about the search, the simple easy search and more of the AI driven dashboard that it leads you. I mean like, so normal dashboard they show you KPIs and stuff like number and it are not enough in some cases. So you want to know why like it like 10% of specifications are reject. Yeah. This is like normal dashboard, right? But if you take AI into account, it will like why is that 10% and the suggested what do you call it, actionable insights. What you should do about it. So it suggests you an action. So I push everything around here.
It's nice.
So I'm seeing that what in your screen that you did not provide such result for after people doing the search. It is going. Maestro saying that you're doing smart search. For this, so
I
it's going
push
to
it
directly into the.
I push it for the smart search, and I have like options as client what those few plan has, but I didn't actually show the search result because I want to do more on the detail page.
So all of you guys doing the search for the challenge, because Adam mentioned if you don't do it, it's not going to win.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Yeah. You're not talking about surprises here. The format, the last round surprise. I have a surprise question for each one of you. A little bit compromising.
Seriously. From Mahestro.
Yeah, Ravi, I'm gonna start with you. All right?
Yeah.
So you have seen the designs of the guys, right? Through the workshops, and you have seen the progress they've been doing, right?
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one of them that is not you, who could deserve to be the winner according to what you have seen, who will you think will win the championship?
This guy is incredible. He's done a great job. The way he's put it, the combination of UI UX, amazing. He's from India. He's Ravi Ji. He deserves to get the $10,000 for this year.
You're asking the wrong person about this.
I really like the approach of. It's kind of hard to pick. Everybody has a great feature included in all their designs that actually helped us to refine our designs with the help of their approach, and finally we got to include the features and prioritize the important things that has to be included in the dashboard. And yeah, it's kind of hard for me. For me, it's kind of hard to pick the best one.
If I put a gun in your head and say you pick one.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
I like
you don't have to say it.
Okay. Thank you.
How about you, Vicky?
To be honest, I don't remember others' designs, and even if I remember something, it was just the colors. I mean, how the UI looked like, but I had no chance to look at the function. So the UX, I don't see the UX, and I think that this year at least, it was more important than the UI. That's how I'm here, because mine was always like no colors, nothing.
Adam was saying that you, for instance, in the first round, that your design was not totally complete. No. Even though he said like she focused on what was important on the search, like she didn't care about decorating or anything. It
not
was
really.
It was the search what was important. So that's what took you from the bottom brackets onto the finals.
Even now, it's not something. So it's really.
That's exactly what you've been telling from the beginning of the tournament. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it.
But she's gonna make it into the final, right?
Today morning she was like, I don't have to bring the laptop. I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna get eliminated. Like,
I didn't want to be disrespectful. That's why I brought it. Seriously.
Good for you.
So
how about Lloyd?
Yeah.
Sorry.
How about Lloyd? You have seen the designs of others, right?
Yeah.
If you had to select someone who you think would win, who would that be? That is not you.
Not me. So I think Ravi, June and Amton both are very good in design. I've seen their mobile designs.
Mobile?
Yeah. So I think they both have a chance. I don't know about Previous. I've never seen her mobile design.
It's awesome.
It's fantastic. You have to see it. You have to see it. It's fantastic.
I show it too.
Like everyone has a chance because the time limit was short, and like you never know who comes up with what in that limit. Like 2 hours, like what make it.
Oh yeah. How about Tom? Tom is gonna say my laptop's gonna win because it broke.
I need a new one.
We all have different directions on how we approach the problem, and at the first workshop I was with Ravi, and we discussed like there are like many possibilities of solving the problem, and we see like really good way or like many possibilities. And I do what I like from what I see so far. I like Lois, like Ravi, like Universal surprised me with the way he stepped up. With Infinite, that I don't talk about him, he's good already. He's top on the top of his level. I mean, he keep his standards. So like surprisingly to see Universal like push his design, But if I have to choose one, I would say Lloyd from really quick glance.
Really?
Yeah, he got really good visual hierarchy on how to present the data, and how he works around the design. it's really good.
I think from all this four, you guys showing a great step from the Rocks 1, Rocks 2, UI design final until now. Every one of you, like we're talking about you guys when you're doing the stuff, and we're seeing that you're progressing from the Rocks 1 until the final is very interesting to watch and to see.
No, I don't think it's about the progress. It's about the way we propose our solution and the way client react to it. Yeah, I mean like in the workshop very June submission really received a good review, but in the end he lost that round. In the other side, Universal was comments from Adam as well. Like, it's more on the design thing. It's not like really appropriate for applications and stuff, but we got really good feedback from that design. So we never know. I mean, it it depends on the preference at that moment against our solution.
It's kind of hard to judge based on the workshops that we have. It entirely depends on the client's mind after the workshop, after he checks the designs individually.
Yeah, but that's something funny that you mentioned. I was actually diving deep into the judging process with Adam when he was here.
Okay.
And something that I wanted to get to know how this happened, the judgment process. And this is what actually, let's say there's a score, like this is the first one I like, this is the one I don't like. But what if the client comes and said, this is the one you say is the better, right? According to your criteria, like UX,
I mean, it's
user.
okay
He says,
because
what if the client likes the third one the most? And he said that it doesn't matter. There's a judgment process. He basically said that these are debates rather than a selection process. So they have to debate and argue on what is on scope. Not because you did more, like this one did more than this one. He comes up and said, he reminds like this is the scope. This is what we were focusing on. So they have to debate and argue why they think is the best. So they're just trying to say that there's not a final client decision. So there's a process.
Okay.
Do you want to talk something?
No, I just want to point out like about the preference. Like some say like, oh, this is big font with a good white space, easy to read. But to another guy, it could be like, this is waste of space. This is like too big. Yeah. So you never know.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting. But I'm so proud of you guys. All of you have done an incredible work, and you have provided a good entertainment. Good entertainment. The brackets.
More than CEO.
CEO. No, that's hard shit.
That's hard shit. That's hard shit stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention.
So, what would you guys say? What is the biggest challenge to be in a finals like this? What would be the biggest challenge that you face?
To be a part of TCO?
Of the finals.
To win the trip?
Of the final.
Of the
final competition.
Yeah, workshops played a kind of pretty important role, not the feedback. Definitely not the feedback during the workshop because as Tong said, when you got a positive feedback during the workshop, but I didn't win. At the same time, my counter, the one who I was doing the battle, got kind of like a couple of negative feedback, but he won. So workshops are really important to understand the problem better, and at the same time, we can grab the features of others' designers and try to fit into our designs. It's like
maybe
getting
you
inspired.
Can find some way to say it.
Getting inspired. So,
inspired.
Yeah. So that way.
Who did you copy? Get inspired from. No, I'm just kidding.
All of them.
I'm just kidding.
It's really hard to understand when you're joking or talking seriously. It's like you always joke. You're not supposed to be that. It's going to be really confusing, especially during the interviews.
So this is your first time to be attending TCO, and I'm wondering what do you think about the TCO overall? How do you see after competing in 1 year between Vicky, I Am Song, Refugee, Maestro, and me what do you think about the experience so far?
Like,
do you like it? Do you enjoy
qualifying
it,
for the TCO?
or crap? This guy's just like what I think.
Obviously not crap, man. This is like very very good for me. Like I could qualify, I think, because in the challenges I participated, most of them were not there. Like, see the three guys.
Oh, that's so humble. That's so humble. You don't have to say that. Just saying that their design is not in my level.
No, I can say that because like I have followed their designs. Like when they participate. And
No,
I don't
what I observe is he and I am infinite. They have like too much energy, like to submit like to every challenges. Like every day they can work like every day without resting.
Looks like they're determined to get all the prizes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a first-time competitor
and,
here.
And there was a time we work in the project with adroc.
Yeah.
Right. And there was like many challenge behind the scenes that we have to deliver really like 2 days and.
Yeah, but that's for
and I am infinite. Still have time to complete.
Still compete like on the same level. Yeah.
How did you find that much time to?
I think it all depends on how you manage time and how focused you are.
Yes.
Yeah. You should be able to submit every single challenge.
So
as far as I'm concerned, if you're
it's
like,
really simple.
Plan your time.
It's really simple actually. Just forget about social life.
Yeah.
And then it will be fine. Okay, great.
No, I wanted to add something. I mean, about his first-time experience here for people who. I know there's a lot of people who wants to be here, and that only 12 person get the chance to be here competing live. And there's like hundreds of designers who would like to have this little chance to, even to look through the window. And you guys are here, and you as first-time competitor, I just want to know, how does it feel like to be there on stage for the first time ever, and have all this environment around you? What does it feel like to be there on stage competing? When you open your laptop and say it's time to start, what do you feel?
Because Maestro already forget about it.
Yeah,
it's doing TCO so much time until he.
Yeah, I need a refreshment.
Like first of all, I am like very much of nervousness.
Nervous, yes.
Yeah, because mainly because of the time limit, I think. Because if there would have been no time limit, then I think it would have been like pretty calm for me, because I'm used to designing like in this kind of situations earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like during my college days, like in my masters. So you have for a lot of people, and you have to like design something for the finals. Like,
okay.
So in that way, I think it was not that new, I can say.
Okay.
But the time limit was.
Make you feel stressed a little bit?
Was good.
But do you think it helped? I mean, this stress, do you think it can help?
Yeah, it helped me a lot, because I'm a procrastinator.
Oh, okay.
I procrastinate things a lot.
We have a club here.
So after experience this TCO, are you going to be excited to come back next year?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, great. You see? Great.
I think this 1 hour format is going to make me a better designer. Like, because
we're going to make it
even
worse next year. Don't worry about it. You can count Adam on it. Yeah. You can count on
they're
it.
talking about making a 30 minutes round. They're talking about it.
Actually, it's really interesting to have this kind of, but it's just a challenge. So not like to be paid for or something. When you have 6-7 minutes to just draw something, to just do a wireframe about one component, and it's very interesting. And if you try it, I mean, you are regularly doing this, I'm quite sure that you can get better in it. It's really interesting.
I'm actually thinking of going back home, setting a timer kind of thing, and like and design UIs like based on the timer, like half an hour.
Yeah, to make the decisions quicker.
Yeah.
Like what you said, that just grab the first icon, and I'm not like that. Just grab the first. The first icon, and then just chop it into the design.
Actually, it was what happened. When you don't even have time to browse for the icon you want, you just grab whatever it comes up to you.
Yeah, so my strategy was using like less and less of icons. and using only feather icons because the icons they are like pretty streamlined and.
I see.
Oh,
Cool.
That's great.
So, I'm going to ask something personal to all of you. So, what are you going to do if you won the $10,000?
Obviously.
Laptop? That's too.
What would I do with
It's still working.
Get like new MacBook. 16-inch.
What will you do?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still haven't figured out.
Oh, you can always send it to me.
Oh, okay. If you have
PayPal is
problems,
open.
then we can help you out.
What are you going to do? Are you going to do another trip with Maestro? You pay
I don't
him?
think she wants to do travel with us anymore.
Yeah.
I think she
Why?
had enough.
Why? What's happening?
She had enough. I think she had enough of it.
Okay. So, I know what Raf is going to do. He's going to send it to me directly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Looking
bro.
forward to the results.
Yeah.
They say he's
I'm
gonna do something with
contact
investments.
Adam.
Some type of investments.
I'm gonna do some investments.
Got it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh well, this is awesome, guys, having you here, because especially different than last years that we always in the finals we have almost everyone, and not just 4. And Adam is talking about maybe next year just 2.
He wanted to do that.
He wanted
right?
to do
Yeah.
this year, but
and actually putting you guys like on stage, like one computer here, facing each other. It's like adding the pressure. It's like adding the pressure of you guys seeing like your opponent
That's
like here.
crazy. That's
It's going to be
really
bloody
good.
battle. Bloody battle up there.
And you can start to
We can
Throwing
we can kind of
that.
create pressure to the other
Yeah.
designers. Yes, I did it. I did it.
Yeah, like oh, this is a beautiful
Screen.
icon.
Just screen 32. Done.
Yes.
Screen 44.
Yeah, in 5 minutes I created 45 screens. Yes.
But in reality, like half screen.
Yeah. No, this could be a nice mental strategy. You know that in algorithm, there's a very funny story about Tomek. He was one of the first algorithm winners. So he was in a finals, and normally in algorithm you open a problem, and then people can see that you open a problem. And you can submit a problem, and people can see that you submitted a problem. So he would open up the middle points problem, and he would submit like in 1 minute. When normally it would take like 5 or 10 for these people. And everyone was like, oh, he submitted for this. Maybe it's easy. So everyone would go to the middle problem, and then everybody would start solving it, trying solving it. Well, he was doing the easy one, and then people was focused on that one because he's good, and they say, well, if you solve it, I can solve it fast. So everyone was distracted with this. So you can create mind distraction with this kind of thing.
I think the only distraction that we could do in design is like kicking from the bottom.
No, you can ask questions in the forums hey, okay, are you sure that I don't know that 30 minutes is enough because I already finished? You go, why did you finish so fast? Yeah, there could be some really mind games you could play once against each other, like seeing like this. Who would you pick in the finals if you like? If you had to choose only one to be on the finals with, who would you like to battle with? With Tom?
Okay. I think I would pick
Tom? And here comes.
I love competition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is good.
That's kind of level of confidence that you can.
Yeah, what kind of, yeah.
But
what
do you
kind
want to
of
win?
statement
Do you want to
that
win?
was?
Do you want to win?
Always.
Okay, why would you pick Tom then? No, but that's a wise answer. It's good for the books.
Yeah.
But it's not good for your pocket. Oh man, that's great. That's awesome. Well,
let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up as always. If you guys want to say, I don't know, any kind of message to your family members, to the millions of followers that are out there in the internet watching your fans. You have lots of fans. What would you tell them? Like, you can say anything if you want.
Lady Gaga is watching us right now.
Yeah, I think I would like to say a word to my niece. It's a cute little niece.
Yeah, she's cute.
Hey, Chu. I love you.
The camera.
I'm here from Houston.
Look there. Say hi to your
Hey, Anshu. I love you. In a few days, I'm gonna be back to our house and we'll be playing a lot of games.
I don't love
Bye.
How about in Telugu? And just enough in Telugu.
Hey, Anshu, Nirin ko 2 weeks లో ఇంటికి వచ్చేస్తున్నాను మా హ్యాపీగా ఆడుకుందాం ఓకేనా బాయ్ ఐ లవ్ యూ
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for being here. You guys are awesome, and we wish you the best for the results coming up.
Thank you.
May the best designer win this championship, right? Anyway, that you're doing great. Thank you very much for to see. I really like to see them win all the prize, but there's only one that can win. Okay.
All right, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.